like supernatural entities or like natural entities, natural properties, natural causes, etc. That would be preferable than like making up a bunch of like supernatural imaginary friends. I think that one of the most damning pieces of evidence against the theist worldview is that in order to explain basic phenomena, things like natural evils, things like earthquakes, things like diseases, they need to like inflate their ontology to just a crazy degree. That while we're able to explain all these things with like tectonic plates or like viruses that exist via evolution, they have to posit the existence of like an entire Marvel cinematic universe. It's not just like one person or like one entity. It's not just God. They have to posit the existence of like devils and angels and like this supernatural realm that has heaven and hell. Yeah, but as we're rolling in, make sure you're double tapping on that screen. I currently have no one requesting you to join, so if you disagree, if you want to debate about this, feel free to request to join. Thanks so much, Rachel, for the heart, and it's great to see everyone so early in the morning. Make sure you're sharing it with your friends, dropping a comment as well. I think that there's another argument that I think is really good. That's like an underrated argument is, oh, hey, what's up? Good morning, Jazzy. I'm like so disorganized this early in the morning. But another argument that I think is really, really strong is specifically the argument for divine hiddenness, that the fact that there is no evidence of a God, that God is not like openly out and about, that we do not see one, is more evidence for the fact that God does not exist. Why would God like want to deceive us in such like a weird, strange. Again, make sure you're dropping a follow. Join the Discord if you're interested in joining the community as we go to our first guest. Hey, what's up?
Yo,
how's it going?
What's up, bro?
Oh, you're like literally a fetus. Sorry to kick so early, but you got to be 18 or older. I apologize. It's TikTok's rules, not mine. But again, I do think that. Oh, hey, what's up? How's it going? Okay. Yeah, every time I kick someone who's that young, when you, I don't know, it's like aborting the fetus. Hey, what's up? How's it going? Hello, Narix? Okay. So it goes, I suppose. Hey, what's up?
Yo, what's up?
Oh, come on. You got to be 18 or older. If you sound like a literal infant, I can't have you on. You'll get reported. I'll get the stream taken down. Hey, what's up? How's it going? Okay. Yeah. No, I mean like just unrequest to join if you sound like a child. Hey, what's up, Stella? How's it going? You're muted, by the way. I can't hear you. Stella? Okay. Bro, I'm not going to be able to find any guests. This is crazy. Hey, what's up? How's it going?
Hey, what's going on? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How old are
Hey,
you?
I was scrolling through it and I saw the request to join. If you disagree, I wanted to share a brief testimony.
Oh, I'm not interested in testimony. So the reason why I think testimony is going to be unconvincing, basically no matter what the testimony is because one, there's like no scientific evidence that it actually happened. Like unless you have a scientific study saying that your testimony specifically happened,
Okay.
then I don't think that it's scientific evidence. But additionally, the way that we interpret these types of experiences is necessarily going to depend on the society that we were brought up in. So if
That's a
I,
fair
as an
point.
atheist, had the experience that you had, I probably wouldn't become a theist. I would explain it via a naturalist and atheistic worldview. Whereas if you are already a theist and you have that experience, then it's just going to reaffirm your theism. So regardless, I think that testimonials are going to be unconvincing because it's just going to be a difference of interpretation. Additionally, even more evidence to that fact is that literally every religion has people who have testimonials that are probably identical to or even less probable than whatever your testimonial is.
Okay. Well, what about the illiteracy rate when Jesus was alive?
What do you mean? What about it?
So there was roughly 3 million people in the world when Jesus walked the earth, and the illiteracy rate was over 99%. So there was only roughly 12 to 20 people that wrote about Jesus over the course of 200 to 300 years. And so, a bunch of different people, eyewitness testimonies, the oldest manuscripts that we have, date all the way back. And so it's kind of like we have the hard documentation of eyewitness testimonies in a time frame where there were only a few people that could read and write and interpret the language.
Wait, so you're what are you claiming the literacy rate to be?
The illiteracy rate at the time was over 90%.
Oh, yeah, okay, wait. But what specifically was it? Because there's like a huge world of difference between like 90% and like 99%.
Well, I would have to look it up. I'm pretty
Because
sure
if it's like 90% illiteracy
99.7%.
rate, that's fine. But I think with a 90% illiteracy rate, that's still like 1 in every 10 people is able to write. That's still going to be so if 3 million people were alive and there was a 10% literacy rate, that's like 300,000 people that are able to read and write.
So I
So,
think it was 99.7%. Obviously, I'd have to
oh,
look
well,
it up.
that sounds deeply improbable, but we can look that up.
Yeah, look it up.
I wouldn't believe that there was a 99.7% illiteracy rate. I think that many societies were probably very literate.
Yeah, pull it up
Like,
real quick. Make sure you quote from a .org or a .gov.
I mean, like when there's like many good sources. Also, org just stands for like organization. Literally, anyone can get the .org tag. But yeah, wait. So let's look it up. We can just look up if my computer would let me.
Just what
Literacy
was
rate
the
over
illiteracy
time.
rate when Jesus was alive?
Yeah, 1 second. My computer's like warming up. All right. Literacy rate when Jesus was alive. It's estimated that oh, okay, yeah. So it's around like 90% of the Jewish population could not read or write. But that still means that 1 in every 10 people was able to read or write. So I mean, it makes sense. I also don't know how like the literacy rate means that God would be real. Like I do believe that Jesus was a real person who actually existed, and I believe he was crucified. I just don't believe that he was like the Son of God, for example. And that seems consistent because we have many sources saying that Jesus existed and that he was real. We only have one source that says that Jesus did these specific miracles like resurrection or turning water into wine. We have no other sources that say that kind of thing.
Okay, and it's a 100% faith-based religion, so or belief, or however you would word it.
Do you think faith is like a good method for arriving at conclusions?
I think that if you're stuck in a mindset of a what now or where now, or if you're trying to think big picture and you can't put a thing to it, you got to have faith in something.
Yeah. Well, actually, no, I disagree. I think that you can just like be agnostic. You don't need to have faith in anything.
You
You
don't
could
have
just
faith
say,
in
you know
yourself.
what, I don't know, and I'll wait until I have better explanations before I give an answer. That seems like the more like intellectually honest thing to do is say, I don't know. Because faith is a bad method of arriving at conclusions. Like cars don't run on faith, phones don't run on faith. If you and I were sitting on a jury and we didn't have any evidence, but we had a lot of faith, I don't think that that's a good reason to find a person
I think
guilty.
you're misusing the word faith. I would have faith that a jury of my peers would decide the right
So,
of
so
whether
what's your definition of faith then?
faith is belief. If
Wait, it's just belief? That's fine.
okay,
But
so
my understanding of faith is that it's a belief in the absence of evidence. If you're just meaning that faith is belief, then I would explain to you that there's like better and worse ways to believe in things. That
you
it's
couldn't
good to believe in things that have evidence, but if you don't have any evidence for your belief, then it's probably a bad belief.
couldn't evidence build your faith?
I don't think so because me personally, I define faith as belief in the absence of evidence. So I think evidence actually destroys faith. That if you have evidence, then there's no need for faith.
No, you can't believe something without doubt.
Yeah. But you can have like higher levels of certainty. It's the difference between having like a lot of evidence but not being 100% certain, and having literally no evidence and being 100% certain. There's a world of difference between these two things. That if you believe in God and have no evidence for that belief, that's going to be very different than someone who like believes that cars function, even though they don't actually understand specifically, like they couldn't tell you the specific mechanism by which cars function.
Right.
There's just like a
Okay.
world of difference between the types of faith that we can have.
Well, you seem pretty knowledgeable in your craft. There's no hate on this side of things. You can pick someone else to chat with
Yeah.
you.
All right. Well, I super appreciate you coming on.
Yeah.
Make sure you're double tapping on that screen. Let's get to 20K likes. Make sure you're dropping a follow as well if you're enjoying the debates and you want to see more like these in the future. Consider joining the Discord as well. Link in bio. We talk about politics, religion, philosophy, really whatever you want. Although the link doesn't
Hi.
work, so you need to access it via a web browser.
Hi.
Hey, what's up? How's it going? How old are you?
It's good. I'm 19.
Okay, wait. What's your birth year?
Shit.
Okay, well there it is. Leave a comment as well. Share it with your friends. Hey, what's up? How's it going?
Oh, I'm alright.
How old are you?
I just turned 18.
Okay, and what's your birth year?
2006.
2006. Okay. So do you think God is real?
I personally do, yeah.
And what religion are you?
Protestant, Christian.
Okay, so do you have proof for the existence of the Christian God or like an argument for why the Christian God exists?
Well, if you want, I heard you talking with the other guy. If you want, like, proof that you could go and see right now, there is thousands of chariots, swords, helmets of the whatever, the Jewish army chasing Moses in the story of Exodus and the sea that he split.
Yeah, so what's the specific name of these chariots? Like what would I need to Google in order to find this information? But also, I don't think the existence of like mere chariots, because I don't think chariots prove the existence of God. There can be
think
chariots. That's totally cool.
Like thousands and thousands of them all found in the same sea that Moses claimed to split and then close on them. I think
So, okay, wait. So there was chariots in the Red Sea?
chariots, swords, helmets, horses.
Yeah, so there's no evidence of this. The top thing that pops up is a source from AP News saying false story says archaeologists unearth Exodus evidence. It seems like this is just a completely fake story.
Well, it's really not. Have you ever read the Bible?
I read like parts of it, but do you have any evidence that specifically this happened, that they've uncovered this type of evidence?
So you're gonna claim that God isn't real?
Do
but
you wait? Do you
people-
have evidence that this actually happened? I want to stay on your first claim. Do you have evidence that there was chariots and swords and helmets found in the Red Sea before we pivot away?
I mean, I technically don't have any like pictures myself on my
Thanks so
phone.
much for the festival bling. I appreciate it. You know, that's fine. You don't need like pictures. Just like a source would suffice. Just like a study saying that look, we found all these like chariots and swords
10
and
in the
shit in the
morning,
Red Sea.
dude.
That would probably do it.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay. I accept your surrender, I suppose. Dude's a runner. But make sure you're double tapping on that screen. Let's get to 20K likes. And with that, we'll go to the next guest. Drop a follow as well if you're enjoying the debates while we wait for the guest to arrive. You should also consider joining the Discord. Hey, what's up? How's it going?
Hello.
Oh, come on. Just like doing like a deep raspy voice. Like you still sound like you sound like a squeaker doing a Batman voice in the most respectful way possible. Hey, what's up? How's it going? Narix? Hello.
Yo, man, how you doing?
How old are you?
I'm 18.
And what was your birth year?
2006.
No, the math on that doesn't check out. Wait, or fuck. I'm so stupid. Wait, actually, wait, Narix, if you want to come back up, you're more than welcome to. I'm sorry, I dropped you. I'm just completely wrong about that. My brain is not in the right place right now. 2006 actually could be 18. Bro, I have like a full ass math degree and everything. I'm sorry about that. You didn't deserve that. Where is... I'll give you like 5 seconds or so to re-request to join if you're interested. Otherwise, I'm going to go to the next guest. All right. I guess we'll go to the next guest. No, but that's my mistake. I'll take the L on that one. Hey, what's up? How's it going?
What? Good, man. How you doing?
Doing good. Can you get a little bit closer to your microphone?
Yeah, can you hear me better?
Yeah, indeed. So how old are you?
I'm 38.
And do you think God is real?
I do. I know.
Which God specifically do you believe in?
It doesn't matter.
Wait, so what's your religion?
I'm more spiritual than religious, bro.
Oh, well, I'm just wait. So
But
do you believe in like a God?
I follow Christian beliefs. Listen,
Oh,
I
so
follow
then it
Christian
sounds like you're.
beliefs,
Wait, do you think like Jesus is the
but
Son of God?
yes, I do.
Oh, then you're a Christian. So do you have an argument for why Jesus is the Son of God?
No, I've got more of an argument of why God's real.
Yeah, sure. So what's your argument for why God's real?
Well, let's follow science, bro. Let's go down. Let's go below the earth. Let's
Yeah, below the
follow what an atom is. What's an atom?
An atom is something composed, I believe, of a neutron, electron, and a proton. It's like the basic building block of
Right.
reality. They have the property of energy. So wait, but why does an atom prove the existence of a God?
It doesn't. Keep going.
Wait, so what's the
following.
conclusion? What's the end of your argument? This isn't really an argument.
What goes below an atom?
I think there's like quarks and neutrinos.
Yeah. What goes below that?
We don't know because every time we try to split quarks and neutrinos, they just use the energy we try to split them with to create more quarks and neutrinos.
So science leads to what? An absence.
No.
go
It's not an
above
absence.
now.
It's just that, I mean, it's like, it might be like an absence of knowledge. Maybe there is something deeper than
It's an
that, but it
unknowing,
seems like,
right?
it seems plausible that quarks and neutrinos are like the base thing because they just use like any energy that you give them. Every time that you try to split the atom or like split the quarks or split the neutrinos, they just use the energy you're using to try to split them, and they use this to make more quarks and neutrinos.
Well, what happens if you split an atom?
You get quarks and neutrinos.
Do you already get an atomic bomb? Isn't that splitting an atom?
Not necessarily. Like, well, atoms are like comprised of quarks and neutrinos. It depends on what you mean by split.
Yeah, I guess.
Thanks so much
it's
for
how
the
you
team
split
bracelets
it,
and the
huh?
roses. I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, all right, and then even go above, man. So what's space?
Space is a vacuum.
Yeah,
What do you
a
think space
vacuum of
is?
what?
What?
I mean, yeah, it's infinite, is it not?
I
Or
think
at least
that's
that's
not the
how we see
consensus.
it.
Insofar as scientists believe that the universe is still expanding, I don't understand how the universe would be infinite but also still expanding. So I think the consensus is that the universe is not infinite, or at least that's like a popular belief among physicists.
So if it ended, where would it go?
Well, it's like continuously expanding, and I'm not sure. Nobody knows.
Right. So if it's continuous, wouldn't that be infinite? Isn't a circle infinite, like behind your head?
Oh, well, it means, I guess it depends on what you mean by infinite. So if you just mean that there's like an infinite, like there's an infinite number of points of space that we could specifically identify between these two fingers, I would think it's weird to say that this is like an infinite amount of space, though.
Yeah, well, that's
Thanks so
what
much
you
for the
say,
team
that's an
bracelets,
infinite.
SF Sova.
But
I appreciate
you
it.
got two fingers.
What?
But like, think about the circle, man. Pi. How far does pi go?
It's an irrational number. It goes on forever.
Yeah, irrational. Why do you say irrational?
So that's specifically the way that we've defined irrational, because it doesn't follow any patterns. It can't be simplified to anything other than that. It's just pi. It's just like a string that doesn't follow a pattern, and it's like recursion.
But yeah, you have to have it to find what a circle is.
No, that's not true, because you can just like measure what the circle. So given like a hypothetical circle, if you only know the radius of this circle, then yeah, you do need to know what pi is. However, if you have a circle in front of you, you can literally just measure it to find whatever dimension you want.
Well, yeah, I guess that's true. Man. But it's still
Wait, but
keeps
so
going,
okay, I'm
does it not?
confused. I'm not sure why any of this means that God is real.
Does it? Isn't God just the thought of infinite?
Yeah, we can think of infinite things right now. We don't actually keep infinite information in our brain. We just have the idea of like never ending. We're able to form infinity based on like the simple idea of something ending, and then just like the combination of that with like the negation. We understand infinity not as like an actual thing. We don't conceptualize literal infinity. We just conceptualize something that's never ending.
I mean, kid, how old are you?
I'm 23.
I gotta ask. Okay, you're smart.
Thanks, I appreciate
respect
it. Well,
that.
I mean, you're asking me questions that I'm like qualified to answer. I have like a bachelor's in math, so.
Okay, well, I mean, let's use math. What does it go negative? If we go negative numbers or we go
but this
positive
is
numbers, does
this.
it ever
I'm not
end?
sure what the relation of any of this to God is, and I think the viewers probably want like a more direct argument
Because
for God, or at least I do.
God is infinite. What is time? What is time
But
to
you're
us?
just like asking me like these random questions. I'm not really sure how to like.
I'm at-
Time is
asking you to
just like the stretch
explore.
of change in space. It's the fourth dimension.
Is it? It's how
Yeah.
we look at it. It's how we perceive it.
Well, yeah, but time is just like
So
the fourth
if-
dimension. It's like the dimension by which like the other three dimensions are capable of change.
If what we perceive becomes truth to us, why can't God that we perceive still be a God just because we perceive it?
Wait, so would you, in this case, would you be saying that because you think God is real, that means God is real?
Yeah. Why
Okay,
not?
so if you and I are in a jury, and there's no evidence the person did it, but regardless, and like in fact the person didn't do it in reality, but you and I believe that the person
Right.
did it, does that mean that they did it?
No, but they're probably still going to jail.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yes, exactly. That our beliefs are going to affect reality,
we
but our beliefs about
perceive-
reality don't determine reality. Jerry, thanks so much for the galaxy. W Jerry in the comment section. Huge ups. Thanks so much.
Yeah, and you're right. Maybe our perception was wrong and we put somebody in the wrong place.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that our perception of
Maybe
beliefs
your
about reality
perception.
don't really determine reality per se.
Per se, but they don't really undetermine reality either.
So we can make it's a statement that's locked into reality. Like if you feel happy, despite the fact that that's only your perception, it is true in reality that you are happy. There are facts about your perception that are going to be true in reality, but just because you believe something to be the case doesn't make it so. If I believe the sky to be red, that doesn't mean the sky is red.
Right. It's true. Doesn't mean the
Yeah.
sky's red, but you believe it. Well,
Yep.
that's what you see,
Well,
right?
well, I mean, if you believe it, so it's true that you believe it,
So
but that doesn't
whether-
actually mean it's true.
Right.
Do
Right.
you have anything else?
So what about a forest? Think
What about
a
what about a
forest.
forest?
So you go underneath and you hit the roots and it actually turns into one organism.
Yeah,
If you look at the way the roots connect, trees connect, everything
it sure
connects,
does.
man.
And why does that mean God
And
is
then
real?
we're here to perceive all that, but we don't see what's always underneath. We don't always see what's above. So that's how you define faith is I don't know because I perceive it, but hey, you perceive your way, I perceive my way. I respect that. We come together, we go as one, we figure it out. But everything
So if you have
really
faith in
does
something,
go
does that
down.
make that thing true?
No, don't make it true.
SF
Don't
Sova,
make it
thanks
true
so
in
much
your
for the
mind.
gifts. You're
It
being
makes
super generous. I
mine.
really appreciate it. WSF Sova.
right.
Wait,
It
so
doesn't make it
just you
true in
agree
your
that
mind.
just
it
because
makes
you
it
have
true
faith
in
in
mine.
something, that doesn't mean it's true, right?
Yeah. Do you believe in a soul?
No.
No.
Nope.
Well, how come they can't measure once you die? There is, and look this up on Google. How much weight do you lose once you die? They can't measure it. What is that?
How much weight do you lose when you die?
You lose it. Yeah.
Seems like 21 grams, but let's see what the
Yeah,
for
search
certain
into that. Where's it
experiencing
go?
noting the time of death, there's a sudden rise in body temperatures. The lungs are no longer cooling bloods, causing oh yeah, sure, yeah. That there's so there's like lots of other explanations of specifically where the 21 grams comes from. That it's not just like a soul. People think that it's like a change in blood temperature, or like a change in like lung capacity or whatever, and that it's been so McDougall's experiment has been rejected by the
Telling me I
scientific
breathe
community.
21 grams
And he has
air.
been accused of both flawed methods and outright fraud in obtaining his results. So I think that this is like a less than ideal study.
Yeah, maybe that's the one you just looked up.
Well, but you have like a different
But
study
you're
that,
telling
that
me I
would
breathe in
indicate.
21 grams. I don't know, dude. I used to do drugs. So you
Oh,
tell me that I breathe in 21 grams, which is a lot of grams. That's what I'm trying
okay.
to measure it. You know what I'm saying? Like think of how
All
you
right, I'm
breathe.
probably gonna move on
That's
to the
not
next guest, but I do appreciate you coming on up here. Make sure you're double tapping on that screen. Let's get to 40K likes. Drop a follow as well, so you'll never miss a live in the future. And you should consider joining the Discord as well. Link in bio. I'd love to see you there. And with that, we'll go to the next guest. You should also consider commenting, sharing it with your friends. It's going to be good for the viewership of the stream, and it's going to good for the health of the stream. And I appreciate all the gifts. Danny, what's up? How's it
Hello.
going?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, how old are you?
Oh, I'm 16.
Oh, you got to be 18 or older.
2007.
Sorry, it's TikTok's
Oh,
rules.
okay.
Yeah, otherwise the live gets taken down. Hey, what's up? How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. How old are you?
I'm 26.
And do you think God is real?
I think the definition of real, what do you mean by that? Like,
Real is just going to be like in line with reality, like a thing that actually exists.
like existing in like tangible form?
No, not necessarily, but like existing like metaphysically would still be existing.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Okay. So what religion are you?
I don't follow religion. I think religion is like a part of like social hierarchy for politics. It
That's
goes,
true. But like what God do you believe in? Because I'm not really interested in debating people's personal gods.
well, I think it's not personal. I think it's not about believing in a God. It's knowing that there is a force of existence that can't be explained.
Yeah. So what's the force of existence that can't be explained?
To me, that goes more into science. It goes more into theology, because if we know that emotions, sorry, I like barely ever get on live, so let me calculate my
No,
mind.
that's fine.
But if we know that emotions are energy in motion, we know
Emotions
that
are energy and emotions are not energy in motion.
they are. I want you to kind of take time to like look that up on your own time. But emotions literally are energy in motion.
I think emotions are just like something that's happening in the brain via like neurochemical transmitters.
Well, emotion is a feeling. Emotion is an energetic feeling. It's a magnetism that can't be fully described in a logical form. So that's why I say God is real, because God is a undescribable
Robert, thanks so
force.
much for the $3. I appreciate it. Apparently the Discord bot won't let Robert through. So if there's like someone who's a mod in my Discord who's here right now, please let Robert through. Otherwise, I'll go ahead and just let Robert through myself. But
It's an undescribable force. So God,
hello, wait, you're muted, by the way.
hear me.
Also,
I always
W
get, I
Robert in
got
the
a fake,
comments. I appreciate it.
I got a,
Okay, well, oh yeah. Wait. So you're using just like a lot of metaphorical language, which I think makes the conversation very unclear. Specifically to say that emotions are like energy, but you're not talking about literal energy, that they're like a force, but they're not literally force. Like, could you use like more literal language and
do
less
you
metaphorical
feel,
language?
do you feel mental, do you feel like mental language is a form of logical language?
Yeah, yes, because I think that to say that I feel happy, there's like a phenomenological experience that maps onto, specifically the thing that we all call happiness, like the pleasant feeling of
Well, I think that's where we get the idea of God mixed up, because I feel like God is an unconditional acceptance rather than a desire or satisfaction that we try to aim, like grab towards.
and wait, so what does that mean?
like it comes down to energy again, and how chakra systems and how everything has like this. Let me break it down like this. Emotions, when we're born, we only have a certain length of emotions. Like we get to choose, right? We have happiness, we have sadness, we have this spectrum of emotions that we are put into in this life, that's kind of how we run our lives. If you really think about it, we live our life off of that emotional spectrum, and that emotional spectrum kind of they hold different vibrational energies, and those energies is kind of how we live our life, right? And sometimes we can get so wrapped up in our own logical view, because our logical view has to do with our pineal gland. It has to do with being able to see things mentally. But God is more of an all-knowing, so he's in the middle of mental, emotional, and neutral, the ability to know the ego and see your magnetism outside the ego and understand that you are both.
Yeah, so I'm going to have like a problem with this, and it's essentially just that this is like a radically unsimple belief that in order to explain like basic phenomena like the feelings of happiness or sadness, you need to appeal to like all of these things that there's like no basis for. You need to appeal to like chakras and like metaphorical energy, things that we have no observation for. It seems like the true source of emotion is going to be like evolution, probably, that all of our emotions serve an evolutionary role. Like disgust helps us avoid things that are going to be like deadly or dangerous to us. Happiness helps us like feel satisfied and fulfilled. Dopamine allows us to like achieve things. Love helps us like stay connected in our social order, which we like literally like live and unalive by. Your explanation for all of these things is going to be radically unsimple in the same way that it would be radically unsimple to say that phones work via a bunch of like flying fairies who are invisible, who run really quickly between your phone and my phone, and they carry the message really quickly. And whenever there's a connectivity issue, this is actually just like the fairies forgetting what they were supposed to say. Like it's just a radically unsimple explanation, and I have no idea why I would accept it or why I would like add these imaginary friends to my metaphysics when there's really no need to.
I think that's where it comes into play of understanding that logic doesn't accept, it only builds evidence. And so like how you can love someone, how you can love your mother, right? It's Mother's Day. So how you can love your mother, it's not something that can be explained. Like we can sit here and put social constructs and material reasons, right? And desirable reasons why we feel a connection, but feeling the soul that feeling is a connection that can't be described. The love that you have for your mother is not because she's bought you all the gifts that you wanted. It's this undescribable connection, and that's all that God is. It's an undescribable connection, and no matter how many things that we have in this life that cause us suffering, we can reach to this unconditional love, this acceptance for all, to help us render through the things and the trials and tribulations that we have going on in our lives. So the thing is that we can try to make physical evidence proof for something that's beyond physical evidence. And that's why this conversation within itself can be very tricky, because when you really try to find evidence logically, you won't be able to find it, and you'll go endlessly trying to look for it because it's not in the scene. It's not in the physical evidence. It's in every aspect of life that is God. And people kind of say, then, a lot of people, and I know you're not saying this, but people say, oh, well, why is there so much bad in the world? And that's when you have to understand that there's a bloodline that goes towards this lower vibrational self that feeds off of desire and satisfaction. And that's the thing, right? Desire and satisfaction is subjective. So what's desirable and great for you could be destructive for somebody else. And that's kind of where we get into understanding politics and the social hierarchy and how the Bible...
Wait, we're drifting pretty far from God, so let's stay with it. No,
because it goes into the Bible. The Bible was reintroduced when King James and the Europeans came to the U.S. because the Geneva Bible, which was created years before that, was giving too much power to the people. And so they redid the Bible and called it the King James Bible, and that's the one that we know of as the first biblical Bible. But actually,
Wait, this is just like pretty unrelated to what we were talking about. I just want to like stay like concise on the points that we were talking about.
it goes
So
full circle. But go ahead, I want to
yeah,
make it.
yeah. So specifically, I think that the love for one's mother is a very explainable phenomena. We could evaluate it from a social lens that, of course, because we spent lots of time with our mother, that we're going to develop this like deep love and affection for someone that we spend a lot of time for. We could evaluate it from a chemical lens that, of course, we're going to have this deep love because of the release of things like oxytocin and serotonin around our mothers. That all love is essentially just chemicals in the brain, but it's chemicals that we feel. Like love is a feeling, and it's also a feeling caused by chemicals in the brain. Both of these things are not mutually exclusive, and these things are actually just both true. Additionally, I think that your explanation raises a lot of questions that I don't think there are very good answers for. So specifically, you said that there's no physical evidence for God. Why would I believe in something that has no physical evidence, and why would I need a God to explain things when I have other perfectly valid and much more reasonable sounding explanations for all this like wide variety of things?
Yeah, so when we get into understanding the chemicals of the brain, you have to understand, yes, the brain is super powerful, but it only functions through the rhythm of our heart.
Do you
Our
have
heart
any evidence
pumps
for
at an
that?
electromagnetic, it's electromagnetic field. It's a rhythm.
Do you have any
You can look
evidence
this
for
up.
that?
You can look this up in science. I want you to. I encourage you to. I really do, because it's not something that I may have written down of the source, but it's 100% factual on a scientific level. I mean, they have these type of discussions at what do you call it? Like colleges. I want to say Harvard. That's just something I'm throwing out there, really. But they have these type of discussions because they're finding out that, we aren't built off electricity, which is mental understanding. We're built off of a magnetism as well, and that
That's
is a
come
rhythm,
on.
and that rhythm is
Okay, wait. I either need you to provide a source or I can't accept these claims. Like these claims, like just saying that, like, well, the scientific consensus is wrong because do your own research. This is like a wildly unconvincing thing to say.
Well, I mean, here's another way of saying it, right? AI is artificial intelligence, whereas Christ consciousness is an infinite free will of acceptance. It considers all that applies. It doesn't necessarily, it doesn't bind anything, right? And that's why we can go into, you're only bound in your beliefs because God gives us that free will to have different choices and have different beliefs. And the difference between believing, feeling, and knowing is there's a huge leap between believing, having a belief, which is basically just a lower conscious level of having faith, because you have to believe in something. To believe is to say, I may not know it, but I have enough faith that it could be. And that
Wait. So just to be clear, you believe in the Christian God?
Well, I mean, the Christian God is a pagan. It goes into Judaism, paganism. That's totally different, because I tell you again, King James altered the Bible. They altered the Bible to make it into a social construct, to where we have these debates and people are like, well, why is this happening? It's happening because Satan had children. Hello. There's a bloodline that controls every prophet. It controls the prophet that we gain. And that's the enslavement that we subconsciously don't even realize that we're programmed into.
Gotcha. Wait. So this actually makes it a lot simpler because this is like just very scattered. I have no idea what you're talking about. But specifically, if you believe in the Christian God, then I can just ask you some questions about that. So if God is all good and he's all powerful, then why does he allow like gratuitous suffering from things like earthquakes, for example?
Yeah, so that's when we get into the understanding that suffering is optional. He allows these things to go on.
What?
Because, no, yeah, there's a
You think suffering, like you think dying in an earthquake, like that suffering is optional?
there's a cycle and a timeline of how everything it works. So in reality, we became in human form to be able to understand ourselves, to know ourselves.
Wait, but
And
I want to focus specifically on the claim that suffering is optional. Do you think
suffering is
I just want
optional.
like a yes or no. When someone like dies in an earthquake or like watches their family die in an earthquake, is that suffering just optional?
Well, it's funny because the way you're saying it is kind of like, obviously the suffering of human beings is very real, but the idea of suffering comes from the ignorance and the the knowledge that we don't know, right? It's ignorance, which is knowledge. Not lacking knowledge is basically ignorance. So we have suffering
So
because
what's the knowledge we lack when we feel miserable because our
the
like
true
friends and family
understanding,
were unalived by an earthquake?
the true understanding of God. And that goes into, again, these things that are happening is because they redid the Bible, and everything.
Wait, but if I,
This is a
okay,
physical
you're just not answering the question in a very like direct way. So why would a true understanding of God mean that earthquakes now no longer make me sad?
Well, because sadness is just happiness, and sadness is just an option to feel, like that's why accepting all things, it's like an eagle eye view of understanding that whether I'm happy or sad, I can always find a way to be accepting and learn or perceive something greater than my own personal perception of something. And that's kind of like the God energy of being able to say, you know what, no matter what, I'm always going to see things in a better light. Now, again, there are suffering in the world, but that goes into politics. Again, that goes into how they redid the Bible and how television, you can tell a vision through biblical, through illusion, because this life is illusionary. And
Wait, this is like complete word salad. I have no idea what you're saying.
Well,
Like,
because God that we see God as right now, everybody sees it as a religious view. Everybody sees it in the construct of a square box. These people are in square boxes. And I think you're outside the square box, which is why you're kind of having these discussions. But it's interesting because if what people really need to know is that God is not in the box either. Get the fuck out the box.
wait, so do you think that God is not constrained by logic?
Absolutely.
So wait, so is God can God do things that violate laws of logic?
Can God do things that violate laws of logic? Well, our version of logic and a unseen, all-knowing, all-accepting version of logic is completely different. So I can even be able to answer that.
Oh, well, so like, does God need to fit within our logic?
No, that's our logic trying to make it fit into a
Okay,
box.
wait. So could God both exist and not exist?
No,
Oh, why not?
because we have emotions. Emotions are energy. Like
What? So
God
you're
is
saying that God couldn't both exist and not exist because emotions?
yes, because emotions are energy. It is the light and sound and rhythm of frequency that everything is created from, my
Can you
guy.
tell me the question that I asked you?
No, can you tell me the question
You're
again?
just like spewing like nonsense, like
I'm
unironic, like
not.
dialogue tree, just
I
saying
want
like
people
random
to
words level
understand that it's not in
nonsense.
the construct of logic. It's not God is not in our construct of logic. I can give you I can give you verses to
All right, I'm moving on to the next one because this is like unbelievable to me. It's just word salad, but make sure you're double tapping on that screen. Drop a follow as well if you're enjoying the debates, and with that, we'll go to the next guest. Comment, share it with your friends. It's good for the health of the stream. You should join the Discord as well. Link in bio. I'd love to see you there. Hey, what's up? How's it going? Hey, Abracadabra, I believe is your name. Yeah, what's up? How's it going? Hello? Okay. Tony, I can't bring you up. It's our dialogues are like too friendly. The viewership drops like radically every time I bring you up because it's like not really a debate anymore. We have to have our conversations in private now because they're too friendly, in my opinion. I can't. No, it'll be bad. It'll be damning for viewership. But I'm looking for another guest, and I have like 36 there. Hey, what's up? How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Doing good.
Yes, I just have, first of all, if somebody starts yapping for like more than 5 minutes, you can just, say
Yeah.
agree to disagree. Because I believe you have a lot of people. But anyway, so I got a couple questions. When scientists, like physicists, go to other planets to find evidence of a being, what are they looking for?
Probably like organic life or things that resemble life. That would probably be the thing that they're looking for, or perhaps things that don't occur naturally. So, for example, we've there's like an artifact that we stumbled upon, I think in like South America, and we knew that it wasn't a thing that occurred naturally because it was a mechanism that was made out of copper. Copper doesn't occur naturally, and it had gears in it. Gears don't grow on trees. We can tell that something is made by life, or like evidence for the existence of life, via just like the types of things that exist in the environment.
Would you say that they also look for some sort of intelligence?
No, because intelligence doesn't determine life. There's a lot of things that are alive that are not intelligent.
Like what?
Like bacteria.
So, first of all, I think that bacteria might. Well, I think we have to define what intelligence is. What is intelligence?
I would probably just appeal to like a Google definition. So let me look it up.
Yeah.
Intelligence is the ability to acquire and apply knowledge and skills.
So when bacteria develop the ability to resist, what is it called, antibiotics, isn't that intelligence?
No, because in order to have intelligence, you need to have knowledge. And in order to have knowledge, you need to have beliefs. And in order to have beliefs, you need to have a brain. Bacteria doesn't believe anything. It doesn't have like a brain per se. There's no beliefs related to it, which means that it doesn't have intelligence.
There is a lot to unpack there because, yes, to have knowledge, you have to have beliefs. But I think that if something adapts to something that is hurting it, I think that's.
But I'd say that that's a naturalistic process. These are just like mechanisms. Like I could program like a robot to do the exact same thing. That wouldn't mean the robot is intelligent.
What would it be then if it's not intelligent?
It's just like mechanical.
I think mechanisms are intelligence.
I don't think so. I think, well, so what's your definition of intelligence?
Intelligence, I think, is adapting to new adversities.
Adapting to new adversities. So, So you think that like a robot is capable of intelligence?
Yes, that's why we have.
So do you think that a robot is alive?
No, because to be alive, you have to. One of the criteria is reproduction, and robots cannot reproduce.
Oh, so do you think that infertile people aren't alive?
No, I say one of the criteria because there are more criteria.
Okay, so let's just go through all the criteria because I've never heard like a theist give a good account of life. So. Okay. Because I want to know, are you saying that they need to be able to adapt to their environment and reproduce, or they need to be able to adapt to their environment or reproduce?
Let me just.
I can't hear you if you're off the app, by the way.
Yes, so I was trying to look up what the criteria are because I don't know.
No, there's no unified criteria for what life is. It simply doesn't exist. Like any criteria, I think there's like 7 criteria that I learned, but this 7 criteria includes things like fire, for example.
I'm confused. What do you mean by it includes fire?
Yeah. So like most criteria you could give me is going to apply to things like fire as well.
No, because I was saying, if you took a biology course, there are criteria.
Yeah. So then just give me the criteria and we'll find some counterexamples.
Yeah, could you look it up, just like say, what are the criteria to define life?
What are the criteria for life? The ability to respire, like respirate, that's not going to be true for things that specifically don't have like a respiratory system, that there's probably some life somewhere that works like just completely different, or at least we could conceive of it doing that. To grow, that's not going to be true in the case of things like bacteria, which don't grow. Excrete, that might be true universally. I have no idea. To reproduce, that's not going to be true of like infertile people. To metabolize, that might be true universally, although that probably is also going to include things like robots. Move, that's going to include like any number of things, like literally everything that can move we would consider alive. And be responsive to the environment, that's going to exclude people in like a coma, for example. There's like
No, because
any criteria that you give for life, there's just going to be examples of things that aren't alive that fit that criteria, or
no.
things that are alive that don't fit that criteria.
So somebody in the comments just said that bacteria grow. You know,
Oh, I mean that very well could be true, but if growth is just like then you'd have to say that like a robot that grows would be alive. That
what
like
about
that if there's like those like expanding like sponge figurines,
no?
those are alive.
Because you know, a virus is not alive because they don't meet all of the criteria, right?
I don't know. Wait, are viruses living?
No, they
Oh,
don't. They
okay, yeah.
don't.
So most biologists do say no. That's fine.
Yes.
But
So,
but bacteria itself is very different from viruses. For example, so what criteria would you defend for life?
if you say scientifically, they are the ones you just looked up.
Oh, well, but I just gave you counterexamples to most of those. So I specifically, there's no way to defend reproduction because there's tons of people who are infertile. You'd have to say that these people aren't
No,
alive.
but they meet the rest of the criteria though.
Oh, wait, so then I would just ask you, if something meets like, if we set out like a rigid criteria and someone meets like every other point except for these ones, then would you say that they meet the criteria?
Yeah, because I think you have to meet a certain number of criteria to be considered an organism, right?
Oh, so no, this is just going to be like a fundamental misunderstanding of logic, like at a foundational level. The conditions are called necessary and sufficient. If you don't have a necessary condition, then you are necessarily not that thing.
No, no, because I was saying you gave me an example of somebody that's infertile, and you're saying are they alive or not? If you compare all the criteria to that person, I think they would be alive because it's, except the fact of infertility, they meet all the other criteria.
Yeah, wait. So let's take someone who's infertile and in a coma. So this person doesn't, or this person isn't able to reproduce. They're not able to move, and they don't respond to their environment. So would you say someone that someone is who's infertile and in a coma, that this person is not alive?
What's the rest of the criteria?
Yes, the rest of the criteria are respire, grow, excrete, reproduce, metabolize, move, and be responsive to the environment.
Well, they still metabolize. They
Yes,
still,
yeah. Wait. So this is just going to be like another fundamental misunderstanding of logic on your part.
well, I would
That
say,
Yeah, so are you saying that they need to respire or grow or excrete or reproduce or metabolize or move or be responsive to their environment, or that they need to do all those things except with and between all of them, that they need to respire and grow and excrete and reproduce and metabolize and move and be responsive to the environment? Is it going to be connected by an or by an and?
let me think, because I know viruses do some of them, but they could not be considered an organism. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Because I know the viruses reproduce. I know they respond to the environment. Yeah, I'm not sure. You know.
Yeah, there's the conclusion you'll go to is that there's no solid criteria for whether something is alive or not alive.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. On this one, I have to admit it. I'm not sure because I'm a senior in biomedical science, so
Oh yeah.
and I'm kind of behind in my biology courses. So,
Oh, don't say that.
yeah,
No.
I'm not. I don't know much about biology, but the point I was trying to make was that they look for, even when I think it's called archaeologists, those people that
Yep.
work with like bones and stuff. No, actually, historians, right? When they find like proof of civilization, they look for, when they're trying to find if there was a civilization at a certain place, they look for, let's say like a pot or like some sort of like intelligence to show that there was
Wait, so
civilization.
I just want to know, how does this mean that God is real?
Because when you live in this world, you see how organisms have everything working together. It kind of does make sense when you see your brainstem is well placed in a way that everything that's necessary for a well functioning of the human being is automatic, like breathing.
Yeah, so why would we take this to be evidence of a god rather than just like evidence for evolution?
Yeah, because there is no way um, all these things happen on its own, right?
Wait, why not?
Because if you find a an like a device that's very similar to a phone, but it's never been found anywhere else, you have to think that, you know what?
Well, that's because we
Maybe.
know what phones are and we know where they come from.
Yeah, but
The
that's not a
only thing,
phone.
the correct analogy would be, if we found like a device that was like technologically advanced, would we assume that it just spawned there? And the answer is no, because if something was technologically advanced, we would be able to notice like the inner workings, like the actual physical mechanism of it, things that don't appear naturally. I gave you the example of the mechanism that was discovered in South America earlier. It had like copper and bronze in it. These are elements that don't occur naturally. There are things that like only could have and must have been produced by humans. It had like gears in it. Gears don't occur naturally. They're things that humans create.
Yeah, that's why I think that when you say naturally, you're saying that something that happened on its own, or is it something that somebody created?
Yeah, something that happened on its own is natural.
But that's what I'm saying. You cannot say that devices that you found was occurred natural because it's it's every part of that device has a purpose, right?
Yes, but the yeah, wait, well that's not true because so we can it's possible that something has a purpose and is also natural that like specifically like our eyes serve the function of seeing things, but I would say that they occurred naturally.
But that's the thing now. How come every part that was necessary for the well functioning of a human being has been put together in one place? Don't you think that's something that
No, because there's a lot of things that are like actually detrimental to the well functioning of a human being. Specifically, like we breathe through the same hole that we eat through. This leads to things like choking. Why would God make us in such a way where we can choke by just like getting food stuck in the pipe that we literally breathe through?
Yeah, but I think that's not that might have not been the purpose of putting the two things together. But
Yeah,
that
but
was
you agree that that's like a pretty big design flaw? That we can die just by like eating wrong?
yes, I think so. But also, even when humans create stuff, there are things that they cannot,
Yeah,
control
correct.
for,
Yep.
So yeah, so that's what I'm
Yeah, wait,
saying.
wait, that's fine. But if God is perfect, if he made us perfectly, then why do we have such a major design flaw? Do you think God is a perfect creator?
But here's the thing, though. What I believe is that in order to be complete, you have to have everything, right?
What do you mean?
Like, in order for something to be complete, you have to include everything and leave out nothing, right?
What do you mean by that? It's just the
Well,
same claim that I asked you to
yeah.
clarify. I have
By,
no
by
idea what that
that, by
means.
that I mean imperfection has to be included for perfection to exist. In the
What?
same,
Why? Wait, what? No.
yes,
What?
in the same way where light needs darkness to shine, right?
Wait, so before God made anything, was there anything imperfect in the world?
Well, if you're saying before God made anything, there wasn't anything, right?
Well, yeah, but did God exist before God made anything?
Yes,
And is God perfect?
yes,
Yeah, so was there anything imperfect when the only thing that existed was God?
yes.
So what was the imperfect thing when the only thing that existed was God?
Imperfection existed.
And
Yeah.
where did imperfection exist?
You kind of have to backtrack because I feel like I've answered the question, but
No. I feel like you don't have an answer to the question.
no,
Where
because
if the only thing that exists is God,
yes,
where did the imperfection exist? Maybe I could like give you like a visual diagram. So this is this is the world. It's just the circle. This is like the universe. This is like everything in the universe. Everything that exists in this universe. Or in this place. It's God. So in this circle, where did imperfection exist?
inside the circle.
Yeah, cool. Then God would have to not be perfect.
Well, what if God was also in a circle?
No. So God is the circle. So if the only thing that exists is God, and you're saying that in order for perfection to exist, imperfection must exist. But if the only thing that exists is God, then that means that the only thing that exists is perfect, which means that you can have perfection without imperfection.
No, this is a confusion. Because what I said was God created everything. By creating everything, he created imperfection as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but you said that imperfection, in order to have perfection, you need to have imperfection.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's not true, because does God have imperfection?
I mean, I wouldn't call it imperfection, but yeah, let's just say he does have imperfection.
Oh, so
but
if
it's
God
not
has
really
imperfection, then he's not perfect.
Yeah, but it's not really imperfection because
So you're saying that God both
imperfection.
has imperfection but doesn't have imperfection?
Well, it is imperfection, but that imperfection makes it perfect.
What? That's
You
just
know
like
why?
that's just jibber jabber. That makes
You
no
know why?
sense.
No,
Why
you know
why
why?
would imperfection make something perfect?
Because to be perfect, you have to be complete. That's what I'm saying.
So you're saying that God is both perfect and imperfect.
I I think that my logic makes sense because
Wait,
you
I just want to hear you
usually
say that you think God is both perfect and imperfect.
um. But here's the thing, though: you cannot describe imperfection in a way that you think imperfection is.
Wait, I just want to know, wait, do you think that God is both perfect and imperfect? You're not answering.
If I say yes, that means that I'm saying that imperfection is not what you think imperfection is.
So what is imperfection then?
Imperfection to me is what makes something perfect.
So the way that are you a Christian? Do you believe in Christianity?
Yeah, I'm Protestant.
Yeah, so specifically imperfection is defined in the Bible as, so perfection is defined in the Bible as just being flawless. So we would induce from that imperfection is just having flaws. So how can God both be flawless and also have flaws?
You just said that imperfection is being flawless. Okay, so
No, that perfection is being flawless and imperfection is having flaws.
yes,
Yeah, so do you
because
think that God is both perfect and imperfect?
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I'm saying yes, but I'm not describing imperfection the same way you're describing
Yeah, so then,
imperfection.
well, but then you're just not describing imperfection in the same way that the Bible describes imperfection.
Yeah, maybe that is because to me, if I were to describe perfection, I would say that to be perfect, you have to include everything except nothing.
You need to include everything except nothing.
Yes, to be perfect, to be complete, to be content.
Wait, so to be, you would say that, so you think that perfection includes everything.
Yes.
Do you think perfection includes like the Holocaust, for example?
The Holocaust.
Is the Holocaust a
Well,
part of perfection?
it happened, so I guess it already happened. I wouldn't say
Yeah, but
that.
is it a part of perfection?
Well, that would mean that the world is perfect, right?
No, I'm just asking if it's a part of perfection.
Because the Holocaust happened in this world.
Yes, but I'm just asking you if it's a part of perfection.
It can be a part of perfection. It cannot be a part of
It cannot be.
perfection.
Cool. Wait. So then there are other things that are excluded. So your definition of perfection that you gave is actually not what you believe. The
No,
definition you
because
gave for perfection is like the inclusion of everything
no,
except nothing.
no, because I said the Holocaust is not perfection because the Holocaust happened in this world, and this world is not perfect.
No, that's totally fine. But you said that perfection is the inclusion of everything except nothing. The Holocaust was a thing. Therefore, perfection would include the inclusion of the Holocaust.
But I would, for your argument, you would. It looks like you're saying that this world is perfect. Then
I'm not. I think you're like just not tracking the conversation in like a number of ways.
no, I'm tracking it. You're saying that the Holocaust was the Holocaust perfect, and I'm saying that the Holocaust was not perfect.
No, wait, that's not my question. My question is just, so you said that perfection includes everything. Is that the
Yes.
definition you gave? It includes everything except nothing. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. So If something is a thing, then it is included in perfection, just by the definition of everything. Do you agree?
If something is a thing, then it is included in perfection. Yes.
Yes. Was the Holocaust a thing that happened?
Yes, the Holocaust happened. Yes.
Yes. So the Holocaust. So if something is a thing that happened, then it's included in perfection, as you just agreed to. The Holocaust was a thing that happened. Therefore, the Holocaust would be included in perfection by your definition.
Yes, but that's the thing now.
Wait. So you agree that the Holocaust would be included in your definition of perfection?
If I say yes, I have to back that up real quick with something else.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Yes, that is true. But here's the thing now. The Holocaust happened in this world, and this world is not perfect. Hence, if this world is not perfect, and the Holocaust happened, and the Holocaust is perfect, meaning that would mean that the Holocaust did not happen in this world, which is not true. The Holocaust happened in this world. Hence, this world is not perfect. Hence, the Holocaust was not perfect.
Well, so that was just a bunch of word salad, so I'm probably going to move on to the next guest, but I do appreciate you coming on up. Make sure you're double tapping on the screen. So let's get to 60K likes. Share it with your friends, drop a comment as well, and with that, we'll go to the next guest. Consider joining the Discord as well, link in bio. I've been told that it only works via web browsers, though, so you should join it like that. Hey, what's up? How's it going?
How's it going, sir?
How old are you?
I'm 35.
Mm-hmm. And do you think God is real?
I believe in God, yes.
Mm-hmm. What religion are you?
I would consider myself Christian.
Okay. So
but I try and use science in that to explain it.
Mm-hmm. So do you have evidence or proof for an argument for why Christianity is true?
No, neither does anybody else that you talk to.
Wait, then why do you believe in it?
Because of the fact that that's a way in which I can understand the concept of how the world was created, or the universe.
Well, this just sounds like cope. I think the better explanation is that we don't know. We have no idea.
That is correct.
Yeah, so then why would we rely on Christianity?
So here's where I'm going to ask you a question, if that's okay.
Yeah, go for it.
So do you believe in the Big Bang?
I do.
Okay, so do I. But in science, you have to have something that is not only able to be recreated, but it has to happen at least more than once, correct?
No, that's not true. So the Big Bang is specifically a scientific theory, which just means that it's an explanation for how a phenomena occurred. We can't test the Big Bang, but we can test the various mechanisms around the Big Bang.
Correct. We can create.
But we have tons of scientific evidence that points towards the existence of the Big Bang, which is why it's just a scientific theory. But a scientific theory, of course, is supported by a mountain of scientific facts, like the fact of the cosmic microwave background radiation that says that the universe was in a hot, dense state immediately after the Big Bang. At the very beginning of the universe, the universe was teeny tiny. We also see the universe continually expanding. So even though it's a theory, it is a theory that's supported by a mountain of evidence.
Correct, which is again why I'm a believer in the Big Bang theory.
Yeah.
So we're in agreement on this. What I'm trying to say is that the Big Bang theory, in the very beginning of it, correct? You have antimatter and matter spawning from nothing.
So we could just say that they existed. So where would you say that God came from?
Can you name another thing that can be created out of nothing?
Wait, so I don't believe that it was created out of nothing. I would say that it came from wherever your God came from. So if you want to say that God is eternal, then I would just say that the singularity is eternal. If you want to say that, hey, thanks so much for the good morning, I appreciate it. If you want to say that God created himself, then I would just say that the Big Bang created it, or that the singularity created itself.
So in agreement in that aspect, you have some kind of higher power then?
No, not at all. Because the Big Bang, the singularity is still a natural phenomena. I don't need to rely on imaginary friends and supernatural nonsense. I don't need to think that the Big Bang has a mind, that the singularity wants us to love it, or that the singularity is going to punish us in hell for all eternity. We can just say that the singularity was there and it always existed. It's eternal in the same way that God was eternal.
Okay, so I'm going to ask real quick. Okay. You're a good person. I'm a good person, correct? We don't
I
have
try to be.
Okay. You've been respectful and stuff like that. So can we please refrain from the concept of imaginary friends and stuff like that? My thought process on God is not some guy in cloud heaven. It's just not how I look at it.
But are you a Christian?
Yeah.
So how is it not?
How is it not a guy in cloud heaven?
Yeah.
Well, so do you believe there is science that goes toward different dimensions, correct?
What do you mean by that?
So there is some evidence or theory that looks at potentially the concept of different dimensional, that we're not on the same dimensions. There's different universes, things of that nature.
Oh, multi-universe. So that's like one theory for an explanation for quantum mechanics.
So in my
I
belief,
don't know. That's not the one that I personally hold to.
okay, and that's fine. But in order for my beliefs to actually exist, I mean, that scientific theory must exist. Otherwise, I can't have a religion at that point, can I?
So I think that this is probably a misinterpretation of the many worlds hypothesis, that there's that because it's basically saying, so are you familiar with like quantum mechanics and like the wave function collapse?
Sure.
Yeah, so my understanding of the many worlds interpretation is just that the worlds that exist, it's not like literally anything you could imagine. It's just every possible combination of superpositions or like collapsed superpositions that if the particle could be at like one of these two places, then there's a universe where it's at this one and a universe where it's at this one. And that's just going to be true for like every particle and every superposition across like every combination. There's no reason why any of these combinations would entail the existence of a God.
Okay, but again, you can't prove or disprove God.
I think
Just
that
like
you can
can't-
make like a really strong. So it's going to be like a contention of like worldviews.
Sure.
I think naturalism. It's Occam's razor. Naturalism is just a lot simpler than supernaturalism. That in order to explain natural phenomena, you need to posit the existence of like demons and angels and heaven and hell and God and like his righteous fury. Whereas all I need to appeal to is like plate tectonics for something like earthquakes, for example. So I would just ask you, if God is good and he's all powerful, why would he allow earthquakes to devastate populations?
So again, my concept of God relies on science, right? And we have physics within the world. What happens if we don't have plate tectonics?
I have no idea. I mean, I assume like no earthquakes.
Well, there'd be,
what else would happen if we had no
you would
plate
have
tectonics?
you would have no magnetic field.
Oh, so could God have made the magnetic field without the plate tectonics?
He created this world in a concept of physics. Physics explains the world. So
But could he have could he create the world with the magnetic field but not with the plate tectonics? Like could he have made the same world with the same properties just with no earthquakes?
That's the same concept of us being able to code without ones and zeros. It doesn't work.
So could God have just made physics different?
In the environment we're in, we can't know.
So there's like one of two possibilities here, because I don't know is a satisfactory answer for this, for like a yes or no question. So either the answer is yes, that God could have made physics different and that he could have made the earth without earthquakes, in which case I would say that God is not all good because he did something that is completely unnecessary, or God could not have made physics any different, in which case God is not all powerful.
Perfect. I'm glad we got to this point, because now I get to make the argument I was trying to make.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So your concept is that disaster equals bad, correct?
In a world with a God who created nature and almost certainly has like moral responsibility for earthquakes, yeah, I do think they are. Under the naturalist worldview, however, I don't think earthquakes are, I think they're terrible, but I don't think they're immoral, because I don't think plate tectonics are like a moral actor.
Okay. So what happens to any creature that gains too much in a population?
So are you familiar with the field of called like differential equations?
No, I am not. Go ahead.
Okay, so it's a field of math, and it deals with various like derivatives and functions involving derivatives. But one of the things that it deals with specifically is carrying capacity. So if our population gets to the carrying capacity, then our population will simply not continue to increase. There's not going to be chaos. There's not going to be like mass die off. It's just like our population won't increase because there simply isn't enough resources for our population to increase. The carrying capacity isn't high enough.
Okay, but what I'm stating is look at the environment we're in right now. We have 7 billion people on the planet. Correct?
Yeah, and we're not at carrying capacity yet.
Right, but we're also dealing with a almost mass extinction.
What's of other animals?
Correct.
Yeah, that's true.
So at a certain point, people have to go. We can't have everybody stay alive.
Oh, but if you want to appeal to the lives of animals specifically, this is going to put you into even a worse place. If you think that animals have like moral value, then I would just ask you, why did God do that to the dinosaurs? Like, why did he genocide the dinosaurs? What was that about?
So at that point, can humans exist during that time?
No, but there's no reason to make dinosaurs in the first place.
No, they had a pretty dang good run of things, don't you think? They had
but if he was just going to like mass genocide them, like I don't think it's moral to like have a kid and then unalive that kid. Like if you like birth a child and then like throw the child off a bridge, I think that that's pretty immoral. In the same way that God making the dinosaurs and then exterminating the dinosaurs is also pretty immoral.
Okay, so are you valuing dinosaurs on the same light as humans?
No, I just think that they have value.
Okay, so at the same point in time, I think a cow has value, but I eat it.
Yes, no, and that's fine, but this is like, I would say that if you're just going out and like gratuitously for literally no reason exterminating animals, I think that that's probably going to be immoral.
So is he now responsible for an asteroid?
Did he make the asteroid?
Sure.
Yeah, then did he know? So wait, so when he made the asteroid, did he know that it was going to wipe out the dinosaurs?
Sure.
So then I would say that yes, he is morally responsible for making the asteroid that he knew was going to wipe out the dinosaurs, and then it proceeding to wipe out the dinosaurs. Yeah, I'd say that he is absolutely responsible for that.
So do you think that human life is precious?
I do.
Okay, so therefore, with the environment of the Earth at that point in time, could humans exist on that? Let's just we can.
We have no idea. There's like predators who are far fiercer than dinosaurs that we survive with and that we survived with like perfectly fine. But this isn't going to get you out of it because God's the one who made the dinosaurs in the first place. This is how he made the environment. He made the dinosaurs knowing that he was going to have to genocide them.
I'm not out of anything, sir. I'm trying to answer you and be respectful during it.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to negate your questions. My thought process is that who do you value more, the dinosaurs or you?
I value both of them. I value myself more,
Really?
obviously, but I think both of them have moral value.
I mean,
So to me, what this is like if someone went and like threw a dog into a trash compactor and was like, okay, but whose life do you value, the dog's or yours? And it's like, well, I value my life more. But why did that have to happen to the dog? Like, why would you do that?
well, it didn't. That's human. That's human. That's not God. God doesn't just control me. Whoever did that to the dog, that's terrible. But that's a human factor. It's not like he's just sitting up there controlling little Sims.
Oh, sure. So then that's fine. We can change this to God doing that. We can have like God teleport a dog into like a trash compactor, and we can say, and then when we ask him like, God, what the fuck? And he says, well, do you value your life or the human or the dog's life more? And we say our life, obviously. But why would you do that?
Well, I can play what if, but did God teleport a dog into a trash compactor?
No, but there are examples in the Bible where he does, in fact, slaughter animals gratuitously for no reason. For example, 1 Samuel 15, he commands the unaliving specifically of the Amalekite, like cows and donkeys.
So do you eat cows?
That's kind of irrelevant because we're having like a moral conversation. But to be clear,
moral.
Well, yeah. I mean, I try to be vegan, but
okay. So okay, I can take vegan for example. So let's say you're against basically the unaliving of life, right? So you
Yeah,
come
I
in-
think that like suffering is bad, and I think that animals have like moral value. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I am not vegan, but I also understand that every time that you get your plants and things of that nature, that combine is going down and it is destroying every bit of every shrew, every rabbit, anything that's on the ground. It's gone, man. It's
Wait, and that's fine. And I would just say that these things are bad. I can label these things as like a bad thing. And I mean, even if I did eat meat, because very often I still do because I'm still trying to get into it. But I mean, like I can just like label these things as bad, like it happens and it's bad. And all good God can't do bad things.
God's not doing what we do. I just explained it.
Yeah, wait, but so do you think that animals have moral value?
Sure.
Yes. So I don't think that any of these explanations explain how it would possibly be justified to exterminate the dinosaurs.
Because
Like
of the
he
fact
made
that-
them, he put them there. Why is it moral for him to exterminate them?
Because they had to go. It was
Why?
either that- because his creation, us, had to be able to exist here, and
Why not just make why not just not make them in the first place?
Because I guarantee you're not going to survive very well with a T-Rex running around.
Yeah, but why would he just not make the dinosaurs in the first place?
I don't, because then how would we get oil?
What? We can get oil from like a variety of other factors, but also oil is literally destroying the planet.
I mean, 90% of people would say yes, but it's also done a great deal of other things. I guarantee that you go into
Yeah,
a car
but so climate change is like the biggest existential threat that's facing humanity right now. Like I think oil, actually I would say that oil is bad. That us having oil in the first place was probably a really bad thing.
Well, we've also been able to do a bunch of good things with it too. You go to work with it, do you not? Do you have a car?
I do have a car, that's correct. Although I think that a better world would be one in which we like biked to work, or where we had like more environmentally friendly technology. Like this would be just a far preferable world, one where we're not staring down climate change and like once in a lifetime storms that are happening like every single year.
Well, and that I'm not denying climate change by any means, but I also think that it comes back to my argument that you can't have everybody here. You have 7 billion right now. How many people have ever lived? What would happen if they were to unalive?
Lots of people, but wait, but this doesn't get around the fact. So why wouldn't God just make the ideal conditions from the start? Why did he have to like spawn in dinosaurs and then despawn dinosaurs? Like why couldn't he have just made it such that the conditions were already perfect, or that we just get oil from like, even if I grant that oil is good, why not say that we just get like oil from like a completely different source? There's literally no reason this had to happen to the dinosaurs. He could have just created the world in a different way.
Very interesting thought process, I guess. I can't argue that, but my entire point on coming up here was to say you can't prove or disprove God. You can disprove the aspect of him being all powerful or something like that, but the Bible was written by people, which are flawed. So at the end of the day, that's why I try and use science. I don't have all the answers, dude. Neither do you.
No, that's fine. That's like totally fine. I respect not having all the answers.
Can I ask you one question?
Yeah, go for it.
So if a human being, let's just use the aspect of God getting off of illegal substances, okay?
God, wait, what? Can you say it again?
If somebody got off of addiction.
Sure.
Okay?
Yep.
I'm trying to use TikTok friendly.
Yeah. I think I heard God instead of God, but yeah, go for it.
So let's say that somebody got off of addiction, and the concept of God, which from my understanding you do not believe in, got them to stop doing that. Is that a bad thing?
No. So I think, but this is a different conversation. So I completely agree that if someone uses God to turn their life around, if their life is in like a rut, and God like genuinely actually helps them turn their life around, I think that's totally cool. I don't think that means God exists. I think that you can
I'm
make
not
the
saying
argument
it does.
that in certain circumstances one should believe in a God. That's totally cool. That's rad. Whatever helps people like live good lives. I don't need to believe in a God to live a good life. I think my life is like plenty good, and believing in a God would probably make it much worse.
Okay, and I'm okay with you having that faith. Okay, because at the end of the day, neither one of us can either prove or disprove. Now, we can have evidence on each side, right? One more than the other, but the concept of God to me helps me live a decent life.
And I think that's totally cool. So, but I think that's different claims. The claim that God is real is different from the claim that you should believe in God.
I don't think that you should. I think that if you need him, you should.
Okay. No, I could maybe agree with that, although I do think that there are better solutions. Hey, thanks so much for the gifts. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much, Erica. That's fine, and I'm like happy for you. I just don't think that means God exists, because fundamentally, I think that there's no evidence. There's nothing that points towards the existence of a God.
And that's fine. If you are capable of doing that, I don't push religion on people. I think that's a wrong thing to do. What I want you to do is basically live a good life. And I also want to sit here and say that not everybody who believes in a God or any God in general is a bad person just because of their religion. Now, can religion be pushed to hurt people? Absolutely. I don't think that there's anybody who can argue that fact. But I just want you to think about that when you talk with people, because some of these people, that's their entire world.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I just think that if people don't want these kinds of conversations, then they shouldn't request to join.
I agree.
If their belief like helps them a lot, they just shouldn't request to join. If they don't want their belief, like I think if you hop into a debate, you're consenting to the possibility that your worldview is going to like collapse around you.
Sure. And as far as the dinosaurs, man, that was actually a pretty good argument. I want to think about that a little bit more. For me, the value of animals is dependent on the culture you're in. In the United States, dogs are revered highly.
I agree.
In China, it's food. So they look at it the same way I look at a cow.
Yeah. Well, that's why I ask questions about like earthquakes and dinosaurs, because I think like to me, the more compelling evidence is the existence of like child rapists, for example. Like God wouldn't stop that, but theists have like nuanced explanations for all these things, which I think, like, to be clear, are unsuccessful explanations for the existence of child rapists. But like I think that they're unsuccessful, but rhetorically, I think that there's worse answers to questions about dinosaurs and earthquakes than there are like questions about child rapists.
Yeah, I would definitely be probably kicked off of TikTok if we went into that conversation.
Yeah. Hopefully for good reasons. Yeah.
Yeah. We're on the same page on that.
Yeah, definitely.
But no, I'm gonna get off of here so you can actually have a debate with somebody and stuff like that. I think we had a decent conversation.
I think so too. I appreciate you coming on up here.
Not a problem. Take care.
Yep, you as well. Make sure you're double tapping on that screen. Let's get to 80K likes. We're almost there. We're doing great so far. You should drop a follow as well if you never want to miss a debate in the future. You should also consider joining the Discord. Link in bio. I've been told it doesn't work, so you need to access it via a web browser. The way to do that is you go to tiktok.com, go to my page at allegedly Ian, and I'd love to see you there. Server's very active. We talk about politics, philosophy, religion, really whatever you want to talk about. We did man versus bear discourse yesterday. It was great. I'm very active in the server. I read most, if not all, of the messages. I'd love to get to know you there. But again, link in bio. I'd encourage everyone to join. And with that, we'll go to the next guest. Yeah, this person said internalism versus externalism is cool. Thanks so much. I'm glad people are watching the videos. Yeah, I think internalism versus externalism is rad. I love philosophy of language.
Hello.
Hey, what's up? How's it going? How old are you?
Oh, I'm 18.
Mm-hmm. And what's your birth year?
2005.
Okay, yeah. So do you believe in God?
Yeah, so I believe in a creator. I consider myself Christian. I haven't always believed in Christianity. It's kind of a new concept to me. Well, I just gotta sit down at my desk here. Kind of surprised to be here on a live get picked like this, but
yeah, I try to pick the guest who's at the top of the queue, so it's like a first come first served type situation. You've probably been waiting for a little bit.
I've been in here for about like an hour and a half, so
yeah, well, I've been streaming for about an hour and a half, so
yeah, dude, it's been a while. So I kind of wanted to get back to your the whole thing that you had with the Big Bang Theory. So can you kind of like furthermore like explain like the beginning from like that standpoint? How you think that that's the beginning?
Yeah, so I'll give the account of the Big Bang and then I'll like give us our evidence for that. So the Big Bang is essentially just the belief that the universe rapidly expanded, that it was in a hot, dense state, a tiny state, like typically referred to as the singularity, although there are other possibilities. We don't actually know what came before the Big Bang, but we have many theories. And then it rapidly expanded. And our evidence for this is two things. One, we don't know exactly what was at like the very, very beginning. What we do have, however, is the rapid expansion of the universe 10 to the negative 33 seconds after it began. And we knew that it was about the size of a person 10 to the negative 33 seconds after the Big Bang happened. And also that the universe is still rapidly expanding. So we know that a really long time ago, the universe was very small, very hot, very condensed, and we now know that it's very big, and we also know that it's still expanding. So it seems like the Big Bang is the theory that connects all of these dots pretty succinctly.
And help me out. What was that? That was, they say that theory was the Big Bang happened like 15 billion years ago or so.
I'm not good at numbers and like specific dates.
Yeah.
When did the Big Bang happen? 13.8 billion.
13 billion years ago. Okay, well, regardless, so my kind of thing about the Big Bang Theory is that they say like it's kind of like the start of time. And so are you familiar with the continuum theory?
No, I'm not. But I also don't know if I would say that the Big Bang is the start of time.
Okay, well, I kind of have to go back to the start of time because time, as we know, it moves in one direction, and it's, you can't go backwards, as far as, our advancements are now. But I believe in the continuum theory, and this is kind of what connected me towards a higher power, rather. And
yeah, what's the continuum theory? Tell me about it.
Yeah, so it's basically a theory where time, space, and matter have to come into existence all at one time, and there has to be a creator of this. And it's kind of proven by like the order and design of the cosmos. You, for example, I've been watching for a while, of course, and you're very intelligent, very articulate in your speech. That kind of points me to a proof of a creator because of the order and design of you specifically.
Well, that's very flattering, but...
Well, yeah, so like furthermore, I think that God is not affected by time, space, or matter, and he created all of this in existence in one. So time as we know it, I don't know how you want to define time, but we all know time. And then we have matter, and that's, here on Earth, we've got space, the moon, other planets, etc. And space, we have heaven. I have a really hard time disproving this theory. And so coming from like an atheist standpoint of where I was, that kind of like connected me. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, like there's no other way to like, I can't like fathom like another way of like how like it came into existence. I can't believe there's more evidence there in that theory than the Big Bang Theory in my opinion.
Okay.
I know it's more of like a, philosophy kind of thing, but.
No, I'm a big like philosophy enjoyer. I love philosophy, but yeah, sure. So there's like a lot to address here. I think that there's like kind of two arguments. There's like the cosmological argument of like where did we come from? Like we need to have like the originating point, and then there's like the fine-tuning argument of like look how finely tuned our universe is. So the problem with the cosmological argument, in my opinion, is that there's naturalist explanations that are just like the naturalist explanation is always going to be preferable because it's just simpler. It's always going to be simpler. I don't need to posit the existence of a heaven which I can live in for eternity, or like a God who needs me to love it, or like Satan who's trying to tempt me. I don't need to create like this Marvel cinematic universe of characters. I can just appeal to like natural properties. So if I can give a naturalist explanation, in my eyes, the naturalist explanation is always preferable. And a naturalist explanation I'd probably give you, I would say that there could have been the singularity, and the singularity is matter altogether, and this would just be time, space, and matter in a hyper-condensed point all at once, and that in the same way that you might appeal to God existing eternally, or he didn't have like a first cause, I can just say that the singularity has always existed in the same way that God has always existed, and that it was predisposed at a specific time to rapidly expand out into the universe. Now, in terms of like the fine-tuning argument, I think that there's like lots of evidence, like lots of reasons why we would think that our world, or just like natural phenomena, is not very well designed. For example, we get like skin cancer from the sun. The largest source of water is salt water, which for the longest point in human history we simply could not drink. Like if you drink enough salt water, you will die. And it's like the vast majority of the planet. Like God, if we were designed, we could have easily been made better. Like the existence of earthquakes, like there's no reason, like earthquakes are very hostile towards humans, and there's no reason for them to exist. So I think that it's unlikely that a loving God designed our planet.
Yeah, so to kind of argue that, I mean, like we can go back to like, you know, the kind of biblical explanation of those things. So I guess God, you know, created heaven, and he was in there with all of his angels, and I was listening to a lot of the other people on the live. They had a really hard time like explaining the bad in the earth, and to be honest with you, I can't really explain it. I kind of have like a biblical explanation at best, and that's that you know, there was angels that rebelled against God in heaven, and that's how we know like the fallen angels. You know, Lucifer obviously is, you know, referred to as Satan. I think that the bad in the world comes from that. I can't say that how do I explain it? That I don't think that the earth is designed to perfection. I think that it was designed more in like a like the best way possible with free will in hand. You know what I mean? Because I think that you know, we were given free will, and that's kind of what separates us from God. Because, you know, when you go back to the Big Bang Theory, that would kind of explain us all as kind of like everything that's happening right now is a chemical reaction, you know, a biochemical reaction that happened from an explosion.
Yep, I believe that. Well, it's not an explosion, but yeah, the rest of it I believe.
But you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so I kind of think that it's intellectually dishonest to believe, because through life experiences that I have, the order and design of everything that's in front of me, everything that I perceive, is from a creator. You know, a painting doesn't happen because a tree fell down and mud splashed on the tree and made a beautiful painting. That's not how it works. You know, the tree has to be processed, made into paper. Someone has to paint the paper to make a beautiful picture. And that's kind of like where I stand on that. Well,
so
continue.
Yeah. It's like to respond to like the painting point. So the reason that we believe that paintings came from a person and not nature is because, as you said, the things that compose a painting don't occur in nature. Like flat paper canvases don't grow on trees. We don't get like oil paints out of nowhere. There needs like complex processing. And I mean, while it's technically possible that it, like a beautiful painting just like splashes itself on via a wide variety of factors, the like specifically the existence of things like the materials of the painting indicate the existence of something that created them, not just directly from nature. That this painting couldn't have occurred in nature because the things that make this painting up don't occur in nature. There's no reason. I think that humans occur in nature. I think animals occur in nature.
Kind of
There's no reason to think that no, but I'm not, because the disanalogy is that I'm going to say that humans and the universe and trees and all this other stuff, all these things occur in nature, whereas a painting and the materials required for a painting do not occur in nature. That's the disanalogy.
Okay, well let's backtrack for a second, because I kind of want to go back to like how we're all, you know, chemical reactions that come from the Big Bang.
Yeah.
So how would you argue free will? Because right now, you know, you're on your phone on a live. You got 81,000 followers, 1.3 thousand guests. Congratulations to you. That's awesome.
Thank you.
How is it that you can argue that you don't have free will and you're just a reaction? You're just a chemical reaction.
Oh, you're not going to like my answer. I am a determinist. I think that free will is an illusion. I essentially think that free will is the ability to choose otherwise. I don't think that we have the ability to choose otherwise. I think that it's an illusion, that our choices are literally always just going to be the result of specific desires that we have, and we don't choose our desires. We have like these desires that direct us, and we didn't choose these desires. We're not the cause of these desires usually. And we can't really change these desires unless we have a stronger desire to change the desire in the first place. Insofar as that's true, the only thing we're ever going to do is going to be the thing that we desire to do the most.
Well, I think that people can kind of internally argue with that, because I get what you're saying, that, like I heard a bunch of your points about like the neurochemistry in your brain kind of, swaying you to certain decisions. But one can argue that there's a part of your brain that you and I can't, there's no explanation for consciousness really. We have an idea of good and bad. And for me, that comes from religion. From you, that comes from life experience.
Well, I like a large part of my good and bad is going to come from
direction.
It's going to come from evolution for me. Like a large portion of my beliefs about morality are just going to be the result of like evolution. I think that we have moral intuitions because it's morally evolutionarily advantageous for us to have these moral intuitions at all. That our moral intuitions tend to be things that increase the well functioning of society and like social structures that. Intuitively people think that like unaliving is wrong, which makes sense because if you were just like a group of humans like hunting and gathering, unaliving your tribe mates means that you wouldn't survive because humans live and die on our social structure. If you're graping your like tribe mates, then your social structure isn't going to survive. If you're like stealing from them, then your social structure isn't going to survive. We have strong intuitions about this because it's evolutionarily advantageous to do so.
Yeah, okay. So I kind of agree with what you're saying, in a sense, but I kind of believe that like what era are you talking about where there's tribes that are doing this? Because I know that in some places in the world still that are not modernized, that there are tribes that still do this. But Are you talking like generally like like the early humans, or is this like a...
Yeah, so for 97% of human history, or it might even be like, I think it's 97. So for 97% of human history, we were hunter-gatherers. It's only in this like last 3% of human history that we actually buckled down and did agriculture. And that was maybe like 10,000 years ago, or it might have been more. Let me look it up.
Yeah, give that a quick search here.
About 12,000 years ago is when we started doing agriculture. And I think humans have existed for around like 400,000 years.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of, back and forth on just that argument as well. Well, I got another question for you. Did you grow up atheist? Did you grow up Christian?
So I went to church up until probably like 3rd or 4th grade. And then at some point, my parents just like stopped taking me to church. And then my religion just like sat on like a ledge in the corner of my room for a while where I just didn't really think about it. And then with this like dormant religion, I met exactly one atheist friend in 8th grade. And then my entire religion that had been built up just completely collapsed from a few basic questions.
So would you say you were Christian? And if so, Catholic, Protestant, Lutheran?
I don't even know what denomination I was, to be honest. They just took me to Sunday school, and then I was in like the kids section of Sunday school learning about Jesus or whatever. I have no idea.
Yeah, and I kind of want to throw this out here that I don't believe in everything that's in the Bible. I believe that the Bible is flawed. Obviously, I don't think that God came down and wrote on a piece of paper. You know what I mean? I think that Son down to earth, and that's Jesus Christ in my eyes, of course. I try not to push my religion on other people, but I do want to say that it's in my eyes like I would feel really bad that because in my beliefs I think that Jesus is coming again, and when I am ascending to heaven after repenting and believing in God, I don't want to look over my shoulder and see you and say, well, Dom, in that conversation, maybe I wasn't open to, changing my mind. And I think that right now you're arguing a lot of points that don't necessarily like, how do I explain it? Like, I feel like you're not really open here. Like, I feel like a lot of the points that you were explaining are just kind of like curving my points.
Kind of. So I'll explain to you how I view this entire conversation. Not this one specifically, but like the theist versus atheist conversation in general. Sure. I
Sure.
think it's just going to be like a contention between two competing worldviews, and it's just the goal is to just find like the better worldview, the worldview that holds like more explanatory power, the worldview that's simpler, the worldview that's like any other number of like theoretical virtues. And on all regards, I just think that naturalism is going to be preferable to supernaturalism. That there's no supernatural phenomena that I feel the need to explain. Like, I don't think supernatural phenomena exist, and there's nothing that I've encountered that would make me think otherwise. I think all the arguments, there's like a naturalistic explanation, which is preferable. Like naturalism just enjoys like from the gate, far superior advantage. And we have a choice between our worldviews that I can either choose the theist worldview where I have the world and then also like all of this like other stuff, like again a Marvel cinematic universe of like pals and characters that I need to get to know and dedicate my life to. That I have like this God who needs me to love him. I have like these angels who did all this stuff. I have like Satan who wants to tempt me into hell. I have heaven, a place where I'm going to live for eternity. It's just like a lot of lore, and it's completely unnecessary. Or I have my wait. So the other choice is that I have just the world, like everything. Like we both believe in the world. We both believe in like the natural properties of the world. It's just that you believe in all this other stuff that I think is completely unnecessary. So where do we go when we die? The intellectually honest answer is that I have no idea. But what I personally believe, I think that it's probably just like a dreamless sleep. I think that we just stop existing. We stop having an experience, and then that's it.
And I love your intellectual honesty there. We don't know. We don't know where we're going.
We don't know. We have no idea. Nobody knows.
So why do you think it is better to believe in nothing than believe in something that at least has evidence? Because we look back to historians, they can look back to there's archaeological evidence that Jesus died and Jesus rose from the dead. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Ian. If someone dies and then they rise from the dead, I am going to take what they say extremely seriously.
I agree.
I believe that Jesus really did, do all these miracles. And I heard you speaking earlier on, about the literature of it all. But in my eyes, he was a living being sent from God. Again, in my eyes, he was a living being sent from God, Son of God. He did miracles that people really saw. They really saw this. They really wrote it down. They said, you hear the story with about the wine and the blind guy and he walked on water. And you and me are having this conversation. I think that's crazy. You think that's crazy. But there's so many people that can sit there and all say that that's crazy, but it really did happen. Like now we can all say, all right, well, that's really crazy. And so kind of my faith relies on, all right, well, he did all this stuff and that's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy to me. He says he's the Son of God. That's pretty crazy. That's crazy to you. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to everyone watching. And God bless you all. I see all your comments here. And so it kind of relies on the fact that he said that he will rise from the dead, and the overwhelming evidence of everything that all the text and all the evidence that we've gotten from history say they point to this actually happened. He actually rose from the dead. He ascended to heaven. Well, before he ascended to heaven, he encountered, everyone above, I think it was 40 people, or 40 groups of people at least, had encounters with him in a spiritual body. And then he ascended to heaven. And so what I have to say is all those things are so crazy. He claimed crazy things, but then he died and then he rose from the dead. And this, I kind of believe in Christian superiority. Sorry to everyone that's commenting, about Allah and all of that kind of stuff. Sorry, but when you look at Buddha, his tomb is
wait. I'm sorry. I just want to, because I'm not gonna talk about like Buddha or whatever, but I just want to address the point.
Sorry.
I agree. Jesus was a person who existed, and I agree that if Jesus actually resurrected, that would be phenomenal evidence for Christianity. That would almost certainly mean that that naturalism is not true, that I do need to believe in supernaturalism, because there were almost certainly supernatural forces present for that thing to happen in the first place. The problem is there's just no evidence that Jesus resurrected. Could you give me a source that says that Jesus resurrected from the same time period that is not the Bible?
So Gosh, I could get on my computer and look it up, but I'm not going to do that, and I'm not going to sit here and say that I have the piece of paper that from one of the 40 people that encountered Jesus after he rose, and they wrote down that they said this. But the thing is that there was 40 accounts that from people of this time that said that Jesus rose from the dead.
So there's one account that claims there's 40 accounts. There aren't actually 40 accounts. I've looked into this like pretty extensively. I can't find anything other than the Bible that says that Jesus rose from the dead.
Yeah, again, I kind of like to stay. I wouldn't like to say that I stay away from the Bible because I consider myself Christian. I wouldn't say I'm Protestant, Lutheran, Catholic. I follow Jesus because like I said, he died and he really rose from the dead, and I believe in the accounts that were recorded. Can you go into detail about what you read about the one account that says the 40 accounts?
Oh, that's just the Bible. The one account is the Bible. That so there's like a logical problem here. So the claim that you're trying to prove is that God is real. The way you're trying to prove that God is real is by proving that the Bible is real. And the way you're trying to prove the Bible is real is by proving the existence of the resurrection, that Jesus is God. The problem is that I don't grant that the Bible is true. And the only way that you're trying to prove that God is real, that Jesus is God, is by appealing to the Bible, which I don't grant is true. It's a circular argument. You're trying to prove the Bible with the Bible.
Like I said, I think the Bible is flawed. I believe that, people wrote the Bible, and the Bible has been used to back racism. It's been used for power. It's been used for money. So I kind of like to stay away from that and more, the general teachings of Jesus. Oh, I think I'm breaking up a little here. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my screen's freezing and stuff. So, so I kind of like to stay away from that. I like to go back to the historical accounts of Jesus living, Jesus dying, and Jesus rising.
Yeah, and we have like a lot of historical accounts, but the only one who claims that Jesus did miracles is the Bible.
Oh.
There's no other account that says that Jesus was the Son of God, that Jesus was like miraculous, etc.
Looks like I've got some poor connection. Can you still hear me? Sorry.
Yeah, I can still hear you. Yeah. Wait, can you hear me? Hello? Dom? Hello? Okay, well, Dom, I appreciate the conversation, but oh, wait, what the fuck? What? Fuck, he was like literally talking after he was dropped. That's crazy. It sounds like the connection's getting like spotty, so I'm gonna go on to the next guest, but I do appreciate you coming up. I appreciate it. And make sure you're double tapping on that screen. Let's get to 90K likes. You should drop a follow as well if you're enjoying the debates. You never want to miss a debate in the future. I would also encourage you should definitely consider joining the Discord, link in bio. I would love to see you there. We talk about politics, religion, philosophy, really whatever you want. I've been told that the link doesn't work though, so you might need to join it via a web browser. But nevertheless, I would absolutely love to see you there. It's a grand old time. You'd love it. Hey, what's up? How's it going? Hello, Romer? Okay. There's no way to fix it. I have no idea how to fix the link. There's no way. I've tried fixing the link so many times. I've tried to replace the link with something else, but the way that you would access it via a web browser is you just go to tiktok.com, you would go to allegedly Ian, that's my account, and then you would press on the link to join. It's also not my Wi-Fi, by the way. This is not like a problem with my. I hope it's not a problem with my Wi-Fi. That would be sad. All right, we gotta power on through. Hey, what's up? How's it going?
Hey, Ian. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. How old are you?
Terrific. I'm 34 years old.
And do you think God is real?
Yeah, I suppose it just depends on what you mean by God.
So God being like, or I guess like, what religion are you?
I don't think I can really pin myself on a religion at this point in my life. Like I've definitely had influence by a number of different faiths. And
do you think that Jesus is the Son of God?
I definitely think that there's something more to Jesus, but I don't think that that's something I could. I wouldn't go as far to say like he is like like the Son of God.
Do you think Muhammad was the final prophet?
No, no, I don't.
Do you think that Jesus is the Messiah?
Well, I mean, I guess it depends on if he's impacting your life in some positive way, then sure, he's your Messiah.
I think I need like a bit of a more solid foundation. Do you have, if
A
you don't
little
have a
bit.
solid religion, then I'm probably just gonna move on to a guest who has like a more solid
Well, I
religion.
would.
But I do appreciate you coming on up here. Please only join if you have like a solid religion. I'm not interested in debating like personal or nebulous gods. I just think it's kind of like a boring conversation. And judging by like viewership after I try to debate someone on like their own personal god, I think that the audience probably also thinks that it's a pretty boring conversation. But I mean, I do appreciate you coming on in. If you wanted to talk about your personal God, then you should join my Discord. I'd love to talk to you about it there. But I'm just not going to sacrifice like half my audience for the conversation, unfortunately, when I could just talk to a Christian or like a theist or someone else. Hey, thanks so much for the gifts. I appreciate it. All right, let's see if any of these three are going to join. Oh, hey,
Hello.
what's up? How's it going?
How are you?
Doing good. How old are you?
I'm 21 years old. I'm from Cyprus. First of all, I want to congratulate you because most agnostic atheist people don't want to hear us. But you out there, you put your face and you want to make this conversation. So I'm going to tell you facts about why God.
I'm sorry. What I have like a few questions for you first. Like what religion are you?
I'm Christian, Orthodox.
Okay, yeah. So tell me facts. Why is God real? Prove it to me.
Okay. First of all, did you know that if gravity was sorry for my English because it's my third language, but you can understand me.
Yeah,
Do you know that gravity, if it was a little bit changed, a little bit, you will not be there to talk to me right now. No one.
Why? So first of all, can you prove to me that it's even possible for gravity to have been different? That there's like even a probability that under like a naturalist godless world that it could have been different at all?
It's not different, and this is the reason why we are alive and why are we here. And I want to tell you another thing.
Wait. Let's stay on the first thing. I don't want to go.
Okay.
Get, like scalloped by like 20 different things. Wait. So can you give me the source that says that if gravity was like however tiny fraction stronger that we wouldn't be here? Why is that true?
It's a fact by scientists, even atheist scientists, that if the gravity was a little bit changed, we will die instantly.
Could you give me like a citation or like a source or like an article for that?
You can search it up, brother. You can search it up.
Okay, wait. So what am I searching up exactly? Like, tell me word for word what you want searched up.
What exactly I told you? I told you that if the gravity was a little bit changed, that it's right now we will all die. But I don't want to stay here. I want to tell you a lot of more things.
So I can't let you just like make as many points as you want and then move on. I just want to go one point at a time.
No, I want to make conversation.
Yes. But let's converse about the one point that you already made. Like let's not. There's no reason to pivot to like 10 other points.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess I'm just not finding any and there's no scientific sources or evidence. When I search in, if gravity was slightly more powerful, we wouldn't exist. I'm just not getting scientific sources. So
no, it's true. If you search it up,
unless you specifically have like a scientific source saying that this is going to happen or that's the case, then I can't just take your word for it.
Let me tell you something else. Okay.
Wait. So are you conceding the gravity point that you actually couldn't prove the gravity point?
I told you that if you search it up,
and I did search it up, but there was nothing.
And you didn't find anything?
I didn't find anything.
That's not possible.
I didn't find any like legitimate. I find a lot of stuff from like Quora and like WordPress and Reddit. I don't find like a scientific journal explaining that this is true.
But it is true. 'tis
Then
true.
could you provide me a source saying as much?
Oh, okay, wait a minute. I will say.
Yeah, please. But I can't hear you when you're off the app. So yeah, just like take a second, search it up, find me the article. And while we're waiting for that, make sure, hey, thanks so much for the gifts to all of you. I appreciate it. You've been like super generous so far. But make sure you're dropping a follow so you never miss a debate in the future. You should consider joining the Discord, link in bio. We talk about politics, religion, philosophy, really whatever you want to talk about. It's a great place. Thanks so much for the gifts. I appreciate it. Share it with your friends, drop a comment, double tap on that screen. Let's get to 110K likes. Hey, what's up? Are you back? Do you have a source?
Yeah, the first thing I find is.
Yeah, what's the source? I can't hear you if you're off the page, by the way.
Wait. Give me a minute. I will fix it. Not even a minute. Wait.
Okay. Hey, thanks so much for the rose. Thanks so much for the gifts. God, these gifts are so generous. Y'all are so nice to me for no reason. I appreciate it. Very kind of you. Wait, guest, do you have the source or what's going on?
Okay.
What's the name? Just like give me the name of the source.
Search researchgate.net.
Oh,
it
so
says
is this
exactly what I said.
Yeah. So is this the page where it's just like a question and then would gravity be stronger if the Earth was bigger, and would a bigger planet normally have a stronger or weaker force of gravity? The question asked by R.K. Naresh on September 9th, 2023, which was interestingly enough also answered by the person who asked the question. This isn't like a scientific article. This is like the ResearchGate like blog Q&A forum where anyone can answer
you can find it anywhere else.
Anyone can answer any question they want for this specific source. This isn't like a scientific article. Thanks so much for the roses, love everyone. I appreciate it.
But if you're not a scientist, you can't tell this. So if someone tell it, it must be a scientist if this is actually a fact. But let's move on from this.
Wait. No. Let's stay on this. Wait, let's not move on. Let's stay on this. So the person who answered the question does not have a PhD in physics. They have they're at the university, or they're at like a specific university, which I'm not going to be able to pronounce, for agriculture and technology, the Department of Agronomy. So
what you're saying is that they are lying.
So this person is an expert in soil management and crop production. They have no idea what the effect of gravity is on the state of the universe. They have a PhD in like plants.
Okay. Can we move on from this? I have a lot of more things to say to you.
If you want to pivot to another thing, but just make sure you're able to actually substantiate the second thing.
Okay. Let me tell you something else. What's the first source?
I think this
that
is the first.
You can live. Why are we alive? Because of water. If you didn't drink water, you die, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Imagine if it stopped rains. Literally, the source of life is water, and it comes from above.
Yep.
From the sky. It comes. We take it, we drink it, and that's the reason we are here and we talk right now. If from the sky stops cloud, stop everything, and we don't drink water, we die.
Yep. Yeah, but that's not going to happen because we have a good thing, a really cool thing called the water cycle.
How everything, everything,
there's
gravity.
There's precipitation, rain, and then it evaporates later on and it becomes clouds, and then it just goes through the cycle of evaporation and precipitation. And I know there's more steps here, but I haven't done, in elementary school, we learned a song about the water cycle, and I can't remember a goddamn thing about it, but the water cycle is why it continues to rain and why it's not going to stop raining.
Okay, how the rain? The gravity I said before.
Wait,
move
you
that
already,
you
wait,
do,
wait, wait. You already conceded the gravity point before. You had no way to support the gravity point. So you
no,
can't bring up the
I
gravity
told
point.
you,
To be clear, you got blown out on the gravity point. You can't bring up
find
the
it, but
gravity
you
point.
rejected it without seeing it more.
Yeah, wait, but you haven't given me a source
okay,
for
okay.
it. I'm not gonna do your job for you. Just like prove your claims.
If you search it up more,
I
it's just
searched
the
it up
reality.
plenty. There's no, just like it's your job to prove the claim. It's not my job to prove your claim for you. Wait, so
Okay, do
search
you
up,
believe
search up,
so
search
that
up God.
you can live without rain? You can live without the water.
No, but we're not.
That
That's
it's
not going to
coming from
happen
the
because
sky.
that's not going to happen because of the water cycle, though. Again, I've already explained.
Okay,
this.
why the water cycle exists? Why everything exists so perfectly so we can live right now?
Oh,
The
that's a great
water,
question.
I said before, the gravity, everything, the
No,
moving,
you can't
it's
appeal
coming
to
for
the
your
gravity.
brain. You having hands, arms, whatever, legs, and this is working perfectly so you can doing a job, you can move. This is not happening alone. You can't make this alone. It cannot be done alone.
Wait, so do you think that things like earthquakes, which devastate populations and take 60,000 lives a year,
let's talk
do you
about.
think- wait, wait,
let's
wait,
talk
do you think-
about.
wait. Do you think there's plenty of things that are not perfect, like earthquakes, or the fact that the sun literally gives us cancer? The source of skin cancer is the sun. The source of life. The earth is primarily covered in salt water, a water for the vast majority of human history that we couldn't drink. The earth is far from a perfect place from us. People die from natural events literally all of the time.
Okay, that's true. That's true. People
so much
die
for this,
from
you might be
hunger. People die from earthquakes. People die for cancer. But let me tell you something. Do you believe that the people don't have the cure from cancer? Because
I think they don't have that's correct. I think that there's no evidence that people have the cure for cancer.
there's no evidence. But how come people can travel to moon? But they don't have a treat about cancer. This is
Because
not.
it's a very difficult problem to solve.
It's a very difficult
the moon
problem.
Is actually
But
rather,
how come
getting to the moon is
coronavirus
rather straightforward, actually.
fixed in 1 year? How come coronavirus fixed so fast?
Because we have modern technology. So cancer is going to be
You have
different.
modern
We
technology.
can't
Also, you
vaccinate-
have
we
modern
cannot- we
technology to
cannot
go to
vaccinate-
moon.
Hold on, we can't vaccinate against cancer. We can't eliminate cancer.
Are you a doctor?
With
Are you a
vaccine
doctor?
or something of that nature? But we could develop one for the coronavirus, which we did develop remarkably quickly.
Okay. And let me tell you something. You say that people who claim that God exists don't go hand to hand with science. Am I true?
Very often they don't, but I don't think that it's necessarily incompatible.
Okay. I'm not going to tell you the same bullshit that Isaac Newton was Christian, a lot of scientists was. I'm not going to stand on that. I'm going to tell you something else.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say that you people who say they, them, and etc. You, by fact, don't go with biology. Am I right?
Oh my
There's
God.
no biology.
It's the pivot to the ad homs. I'm not interested in the trans debate with you. It's a pivot to ad homs. Wait, I have a question for you. Do you think God allows? Do you think God allows pegging in heaven?
What do you mean pegging? What's pegging?
Oh, do you know what a strap-on is?
I don't understand you. Can you explain me more?
So do you know? Are you familiar with the term dildo?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So like a strap-on is it's like a dildo.
I know
what a belt. So pegging is when your girl hits it from behind with the strap-on. So I just want to know, do you think that God allows pegging in heaven?
This I cannot answer you that because it's not in the Bible. But what I am going to tell you is that our generation and you people who say, let me talk.
Are you saying that God might allow pegging in the Bible?
No, it's not allowed. That's exactly what I'm saying to you.
So pegging isn't allowed in heaven? Why not?
It's not written down in Bible if it's allowed or not, brother.
So how do you know that it's not allowed?
I don't know exactly if it's not allowed, but I can think about why it's not allowed. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to talk about more serious things, and I believe that you want
you're literally
also
pivoting
this.
to no, you're not. You're pivoting to ad homs. It was like a crazy pivot to like a random ad hom about my pronouns. Like I don't care. You can't say you're talking about serious things when you're just like waging like full-throated personal attacks. Like
I'm not going to attack you, brother. I want to talk, but you don't let me to.
You said you're a they them, so you reject biology, right? No.
No, you don't let me finish. If you let me finish, you will know. Do you want me to finish, please?
Wait. I just want to be clear. You're pivoting away from the pagan conversation. You're not able to answer it.
I cannot answer something that it's not written in the Bible if it's wrong or if it's good or anything.
So then you think that getting pegged is like there's no reason why it would be immoral? You don't know if is pegging moral?
Okay, can we talk? Because you are only talking. You're talking alone. You don't let me to talk.
Wait. I just want to. But I'm asking you questions. I just want to know, like, is pegging
But I
moral?
ask you a question, and you don't answer me, and you answer me with another question. So you don't answer me.
Is pegging?
You don't let me finish. In fact,
pegging is moral. Is it when she's like hitting it from behind? Is that like a moral thing for her to do?
I told you that it's not written anywhere if it's good or if it's bad. Can we move on from dildos and talk about something else?
Sure, that's fine. Yeah. What do you want to talk? What do you want to pivot about to now?
Okay. I want you to let me finish, and I will let you finish. Can you do this from me? For me?
Go for it.
Okay.
Well, it depends how long you talk and what the relevance of the things you say.
Not even a minute. Not even a minute.
Yeah, go for it.
Our generation and exactly the people who have pronouns, even it's who they, whatever, non-binary, are the only people.
It has to be relevant.
You don't let me finish, brother.
It has to be relevant to the God debate. Otherwise, I'm not going to let you finish.
It will be if you let me finish, brother.
It just sounds like it's going to be like one big ad hom, but go for it.
Okay, thank you. If, okay, you, whatever people may have pronouns, and you are the only people by fact who are rejecting biology. And why? Because biology never said anything about non-binary. You are the only people who have terms in science, and you're talking to me because I believe in God. I'm not going to science, and you putting terms like non-binary, etc. What is this? Which scientist said that non-binary exists as a term?
Oh, is that a question? I'm like noticing like a staggering lack of
Can you answer me how science go hand to hand?
Wait, just a staggering lack of relevance to the God conversation. Like it's actually crazy how I said like you can talk if it's relevant to the God conversation, and then you were just like, but what scientists say that non-binary is valid. It was exactly what I said. It was just like a wild personal attack. But no, that's a really good question. So the American Medical Association, the American Psychiatric Association, basically every a major medical organization affirms
the medical organization says non-binary.
Yes,
it exists.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
Can you tell me the side? Right.
Yes. Wait.
Yes,
so this is going to be like the existence of these gender categories is going to be a social factor. But again, you're just pivoting to like so you lost the God argument so bad that you're pivoting to my personal
lost the
identity.
God argument.
You're
I didn't
pivoting
even
to my
start,
personal identity. You can't even make a point other than you're non-binary. Like that's genuinely pathetic. Like make a real argument.
Make a real argument.
Yeah, why does God exist?
Make a real argument, and you said
make a real argument for why God exists.
Okay, a real argument why God exists. What you have to say about everything that people said and written down, and everything, and the empty grave, and etc. The miracles. Tell me.
Wait, you're asking about what?
Can you tell me how all these things written down, okay, and anyways, they written down all these students that God has. We have the empty tomb. We have all this. But anyways, I told you why
I have no idea what you just said.
We couldn't be a mistake.
I have literally no idea what you're saying. Not a clue. It sounds like word salad to me.
I asked you simply this question. The students, they written down what they saw.
Which students
we
are we
have
talking
empty
about?
tomes. 200,
Which students are we
200
talking about?
2,000 years plus later, your science couldn't prove that God didn't exist.
I have no idea what you're referring to.
I believe that you understand, but you can't answer, brother.
I literally, it's word salad, it's jibber jabber, it's gibberish, it's nonsense. I have no idea what you're asking me.
Okay. So ask me, and I will answer to you.
Okay, so
if you can answer my questions.
What's the cause of earthquakes?
The cause of earthquakes. Okay, let's move to that. In the Bible, it literally said that this life, it's a test. So
that's not the question is, what is the cause of earthquakes? The answer to this is going to be an entity. It's not going to be preaching.
Because people who have free will destroy the planet, and this causes happens because we who have free will, we destroy the planet, we destroy the climate every year.
Wait, who caused the earthquakes before we destroyed the planet? Who caused the earthquake in like China in like the 1900 BC, for example? What was the cause of that earthquake? You're muted, by the way. Bro is probably still yapping, like straight up. You are muted, by the way. You have to unmute yourself. He's probably just not hearing me because he's like still like yappering and yammering on. But that's fine. So to be clear, this is the question that he refuses to answer. He's like more than welcome to unmute, hands in the air. He can unmute anytime he wants. The question that I want him to answer that he's refusing to answer, that all he needs to do is unmute to answer, is just what caused the earthquakes before before people were like drilling or fracking or whatever. Like what caused like the earthquake in 1900 BC in China? He has no answer for it. He has literally no answer for it. He refuses to unmute. He's just like given up at this point. Show me your fidget toy. It's just like a bunch of yarn. It's like the yarn that I use for crocheting. It's not really like a fidget toy. But hey, I can like try to prompt him to unmute. I invited him to unmute.
You muted me, brother.
Yes, and you didn't. I told you multiple times that you were muted and that you could unmute to answer the question.
It didn't let me.
Wait. So wait, the question that I have for you, I want to get specific. Why specifically? What was the cause of the earthquake in like 1900 BC China before drilling and the destruction of the planet? Like, what was the cause of that earthquake?
People make a lot of damage to the climate, and this causes.
But before that happened, what was the cause? Earthquakes happened before we were destroying the climate.
When does people stop destroying the climate?
Yeah. So do you think that people were? Do you think people were destroying the climate in like feudal China, like 1900 BC?
Well, probably, but even if it's God,
so in what way were they destroying the climate? Could you explain that to me?
Wait. I will find the English word. Wait.
Is it climate change? Is it fracking? Is it drilling? Is it? Those are the typical things that people say cause earthquakes. I'd love to hear which one you're going to go for. But...
With the factories, we destroyed.
But before factories,
did God make factories? God make factories?
Before factories, what was the cause of earthquakes?
Our blame to God.
What was the cause of earthquakes before factories?
Okay, even if before factories, it's a fact that we had earthquakes before factories.
We did.
Before.
Yep.
Okay, even if it's God write down in the Bible that this is a test. This life, it's so soon will be end for everyone.
Wait, you're not answering the question. Did God cause these earthquakes?
I am not God, so I cannot tell you directly.
So who
God
caused
make
the
it.
earthquakes
God
then?
don't
Who
make it. I
caused the
cannot answer
earthquakes
you
then?
exactly on that. Okay, even if it's God, I told you that we are here for a test, and this is what is
doesn't
written
God
down in
stop?
the
Why
Bible
doesn't God stop
exactly.
the earthquakes? Why doesn't God stop the earthquakes?
Because right now, look what people is doing. Not even factories. Wars.
Wait.
Is
Why didn't
it
God
is it
stop
God
the earthquakes
is it God mistake
before
the wars?
factories? Before factories,
Did
why
God
didn't before
did God
factories?
tell
Why
you
didn't
to
God
take a
stop the
gun and shoot
earthquakes?
people?
Before factories, why didn't God stop the earthquakes?
What do you mean? What do you mean before factories?
So earthquakes happened before factories. Why didn't God stop them?
I cannot answer you because I'm not God. I'm not the
Well, then I
God.
would just conclude. Do you agree that earthquakes are bad?
Earthquakes for us may look bad, but if it's God itself who makes it and not the factories, because you said before the factories before everything, it may have a point, but our brain cannot take this, cannot see this. How many times in your life bad things happened and later on you said, oh, this is good, this happened for good.
So that's happened on occasion, but there's also been many occasions where something bad happened and there was no higher good. Literally nothing.
Maybe later on. How old are you right now?
There is no
How old are
evidence
you?
of this. I'm 23.
You're 23 and you believe that the bad things who happened to you in the past, you know already at 23 that it's not going to take everything good from them.
Well, there are things that have happened to me and to friends
Yes.
of mine that could not possibly be good.
What?
So do you think that everything that's ever happened is good?
I believe in God, and I believe God, everything that happened to our lives, it happens for a reason, because this is what religion is. You trust God.
Wait, that's not an answer to my question though. So do you think that everything that happened was a part of God's will?
I believe that everything that happens in a religious person, yes, but if you chose to be distant from God, you will see things from not God. Because this is your choice. This is your choice. God make you free, give you the choice.
So would you say it's good? So if a Christian kid dies of cancer, is that good?
We can probably if let me answer on that. A lot of people, Christians who have faith, not only die from cancer, but have a lot of problems.
It's a yes or no question, my dude.
Yes, I'm trying. Not everything can answer with yes or no. So let me talk.
Yeah, not everything can, but this can be. So the question is it good when a Christian kid dies of cancer? So the answers are either yes.
I don't have the authority to answer you that because I'm not the God.
Cancer. No, it isn't good when a Christian kid dies of cancer. These are our possibilities.
Because everyone will die one day.
Wait, buddy. It's a yes or no question.
No, you can't force me to answer you with yes or no.
Yes or no. Wait, so the answers are either yes, it is good when Christian kids die of cancer. No, it isn't good when Christian kids die of cancer. It's a yes or no question. There's no other possibility.
No, there are a lot of more possibilities because
this is just you not okay. Wait, so that's fine. I'm gonna move on to a guest who understands what yes or no questions are. But make sure you're double tapping on that screen. Let's get to 120K likes, and with that, make sure to drop a follow as well, so you'll never miss a debate in the future. And with that, we'll go to the next guest. Hey, what's up? How's it going? Oh, wait, how old are you? Okay.
Hold on.
All right, let's get to the next one. But consider joining the Discord as well. Drop a comment, share it with your friends. But the Discord's great. We talk about politics, religion, philosophy. You can access it you need to access the link via a web browser, but if you do, you can just go to like tiktok.com, look up allegedly Ian. That's my account. I'd love to see you there. It's a great place. It's very active. I'm very active in the server. I also directly at everyone. I notify every single person every single time that I'm live. So if you never want to miss a single live, I would love to see you there. And with that, we'll go to the next guest.
Yo, what's poppin', man?
Hey, how's it going? How old are you?
I'm actually 33.
And do you think God is real?
Yes, but in a different type of explanation. Like,
wait, what religion are you?
I guess you could say I'm an Israelite. I'm very spiritual. I actually have studied a lot of different religions.
So are you Jewish? Are you Christian? Are you...
I would not say Christian. I wouldn't say Jewish, because Jewish is just a word that depicts people who act as the real Jews.
Wait, are you... Wait, I might be misunderstanding. Are you like a hotep?
I mean, no. I'm very spiritual, but I just don't have a word that describes what I consider my spirituality, because I feel as though the word religion is just a word to describe repetitive actions. You know what I mean?
Kind of.
So basically,
yeah. So what's your argument for why God is real?
So basically, if you actually use reality and not the things people are trying to push for narrative, you can kind of see, like, with your own eyes that, you know what I'm saying, God exists. Now, number one, forms of energy. We can explain that particles, atoms built a certain way make a form of energy, but why is that so? Why do putting these atoms and these particles in a certain way make something happen?
Oh, well, so I would just ask you, I think that we're going to have approximately the same explanation. So I would just say that that's like a brute fact, that that's just the way the laws of physics work. I would ask you, why did God make the laws of physics this way?
Now, this is the thing. You would have to go before God. So if God is eternal, that means he existed before. If there was a before, then there had to been an ending that happened before the ending we're expecting to happen. Therefore, you get a helix instead of a circle of life. You have an expanding and a contracting. You know?
Wait, are you a Hebrew Israelite?
Not really. I wouldn't consider myself that.
Okay. Just want to make sure. Like, just to be like 100% clear and certain, like, what do you think about Jewish people?
Well, that's a tough topic, but
I think it's a really easy topic.
I feel as though Jewish people, like, if you go through their bloodlines, they're not actual Jews. They weren't born in the area of the kingdom of Judah. None of their bloodlines come from the kingdom of Judah, so they can't be Jews. They're from Germany. They left Germany to go to other lands.
You think?
That's how Hitler was chasing them.
What?
So let me put it like this.
Wait, you think Hitler was chasing them?
I'm talking about the Jewish that came to America. So when you have the Holocaust and people are trying to escape Hitler, where are they escaping to? Everywhere else except where Hitler is. So that means those people scattered to all the other continents. Wherever they could be safe, that's where they went. My thing is, for my understanding...
Wait, but you think Jewish people came from Germany?
I said they left from Germany. A lot of them did.
Yeah, during like World War II or like...
During the times of them escaping persecution.
Okay.
So...
Wait, like, do you think that they originated in Germany?
No, I believe Jewish people originated in the Caucasus Mountains the same way all white people originated in the Caucasus Mountains. They're Caucasian.
Caucasus
But
Mountains.
you know what I'm saying?
Where is this?
The Caucasus Mountains, where all Caucasian people come from.
I don't think that's true.
I mean, that's what the word Caucasian means.
I don't think that. Wait, do you have like evidence that says that? Do you have evidence that every Caucasian person came from the Caucasus Mountains?
So there are pieces of evidence, not definitive evidence. The pieces of evidence is number one, the naming. Number two,
but that's just a name. That's literally just a name.
I hear that, but Africans is just a name.
Yes.
Somebody came over there and called them African. We didn't call ourselves African. We didn't call
it's because
Africa
in order
African.
to have like
We called it
outgroups,
Kemet.
you need to have outgroups in order to like label something as like a different group. Yeah.
The thing is, we have to understand that there's a language barrier that makes people think certain things. You know what I'm saying? The word God is just a word to describe something. So when certain people be like, oh, is God real? It depends on what you consider real. You saying, is it really a person? It might not even be a person. It might just be a form of particles. It could be one atom that is God. It could just be one atom. And that's the first atom to ever exist. And everything came from that atom. That would technically be God. The thing is, people have a strong grasp to these words because they're afraid of, you know what I'm saying, there being a really bad explanation for things. Because what if God was just pure evil?
That's true. I've been wondering.
You know what I'm saying? We have no way to say whether God is good or bad. They tell you in the Bible, God is a loving God and a vengeful God. So that tell you there's no such thing as good for God. He is everything. Good, bad, all of that. The thing is, we know how energy works. Energy doesn't dissipate. So that means all of our energy came from somewhere.
Wait, okay, yeah, sure. So wait, but in that regard, we can just say that it came from the singularity.
Exactly. So why would
we need
not
to
be
posit
God?
the existence of a God when we could just say that it came from the singularity?
I'm saying, why would the singularity not be considered God?
Because God specifically is a being with a mind. God is a supernatural being. The singularity doesn't need to be a supernatural being.
I hear that, but why does a singularity not fall in the criteria of having a mind or being a God?
Because in order to have a mind, you need to have a conscious experience to be a mind. There's no reason to think that the singularity is a conscious experience.
There is.
What's the reason to think that the singularity was conscious? Hello? Hello? All right. Well, that sure was a time, but make sure you're double tapping on that screen. Let's get to, I don't know, 120K likes? Wait, you can't hear me? Is this like can you still hear me or is it, alas? Oh, okay, yeah, perfect. No, that's perfect. All right, so let's go to the next guest, I guess. Yeah. Yep. I don't know. Hey, what's up? How's it going? Hello? Okay. All right, let's get some guests in here, I suppose. But drop a follow as well if you're enjoying the debates, so you'll never miss one in the future. You'll always be able to see it. You should join the Discord as well, link in bio, but you need to access it via a web browser. Go to tiktok.com and then go to allegedly Ian, that's my account name. And from there, you can join the Discord. It's a great time. It's an active server. We have lots of discourse. We did man versus bear discourse just yesterday. So you should really... Oh, perfect. Yeah, we got one.
Hello.
Hey, what's up? How's it going? How old are you?
I'm 18 years old.
Mm-hmm. And do you think God is real?
Of course I do. I want to go back to the dinosaur theory you made.
Yeah. So the argument for the people just joining is if God is all good, why would he exterminate the dinosaurs? Like, why would he make them to exterminate them?
Okay, so like the other dude said, people will not be able to coexist with dinosaurs. That is correct. But maybe for a far stretch, he was just showing us it's a way to show he can delete the strongest.
So it's like a threat.
Not even a threat, because you already know and I already know.
Wait, you're 17, I can't talk to you. You got to be 18 or older. Unfortunately, your bio says 17. Although I do love the dinosaur conversation, so I wish we could have finished this, but you do have to be 18 or older in order to join the live.
Thanks for not closing me again.
Oh, wait, it's you. No, never mind. I don't want to talk to you anymore. We've already talked. Bro, the voice was getting like fucking whiplash hearing the voice again. Oh no. Yeah, sorry about that. I try to only debate people like once or twice. Or like once a day. Otherwise I think that it gets like repetitive and boring for like the audience, for me, for like I don't know, because like we already know each other's arguments, so it's kind of boring. Debate Brooks? I'd be happy to debate Brooks. I don't think Brooks is ever going to debate me.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going? Wait. Oh, wait. Gokai Shadow, how old are you?
29, sir. Recommend.
Okay, yeah, perfect. Wait, and do you think God is real?
Yes, but
what religion?
No, at the same time.
What religion?
Methodist. Methodist.
Oh, so you're like a Christian?
Yeah, but I say yes, but also no. I mean, like, I do believe in a God in some way. Like, I'm trying to explain this as best I can. I do believe.
Wait, do you believe in like the God of the Bible?
Not really, but.
Oh, well, okay. I'm not really interested in like the.
Wait,
it's like people's personal gods is like just deeply boring to me. It's like just a conversation of like trying to figure out what you even believe in the first place, which is just like phenomenally boring.
Hi. Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah. Wait, how old are you?
33.
Mm-hmm. And do you think God is real?
Yes, of course. So just by looking in the heaven space, we have one sun, one moon, one moon.
Wait, let's go one argument at a time instead of doing like
that's the argument.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying that's the argument itself. You see there's one earth, one moon, and one sun. So how can that be by accident? The chance of that happening by accident is very slim.
Wait, so why could we not have gotten like two moons?
Yeah, because like it's so perfectly created. It's like an artist took his hand and put the sun there, one ball of fire. And then he put the moon there, a ball of light, and then the earth.
So if we had two moons, would you agree that God doesn't exist?
I would question it more like maybe it did happen by accident, but it's perfection what we see. It's one sun, one earth, one moon.
Okay, wait. So I think that there's like lots of things about Earth that makes me think that the Earth was not designed for humans. That it's like very far from perfect in a number of ways.
Yeah, because
the Earth is like majority covered in like salt water, which we can't use and haven't been able to use for the vast majority of human history. I guess we can use it now, but for the vast majority of human history, we couldn't use it. And if you drink enough salt water, you die. Like that's the Earth is just covered in it primarily. The other thing, like there are earthquakes which devastate populations and take the lives of 60,000 people a year. The sun literally gives us skin cancer. Why would God set any of these things up?
But not everybody gets skin cancer from the sun. Like
but some people do get skin cancer from the sun. So why would God set that up?
Well, sickness came from Satan.
So, but Satan only has. Does Satan have dominion over the sun?
He doesn't have dominion over the food either, but certain foods we eat, it can make us sick.
But does Satan have dominion over the sun?
No, but God gives protection to keep us healthy and the right state of mind, and
So
that's what I gotta pray to
who's
God.
the person who made the sun in the way that it is?
Sorry, repeat it one more time.
Who made the sun in the way that it is?
God.
Yeah, so then God is the cause of skin cancer.
No, not really, because a lot of things make us sick. It's not just the sun. That's why we need to pray.
Yeah, that's fine. But this is like saying like if I'm accused of murder and then I say, well, lots of people kill people, it's not just me, that doesn't absolve me of like moral responsibility to point out that other people also do the immoral act. Like other things making you sick, other things causing cancer doesn't answer for the fact that God still made this one thing which does give you cancer. Why would God make the sun in this way?
Well, there's many reasons. Like I said, sickness comes from Satan, and so
Yeah, but this sickness comes from the sun, which you agree Satan doesn't have control over. So it can't come from Satan because Satan doesn't have control over the sun.
and there's a lot of other things people do that.
Wait.
make the body
Let's just
weaken.
stick with skin cancer. Let's just stick with skin cancer. So why did God set the sun up in such a way that it gives us skin cancer? Like when he was setting the sun up, when he was making it this way, did he know that it was going to give people cancer?
Of course. So, but
then why would he make
we
it
do
this
certain
way?
things?
Why
We open
wouldn't he, like,
ourselves up to
change it?
sickness. That's what I'm saying.
Well, wait,
We
but the thing that opens us up to sickness in this case is just like being exposed to the sun, which also gives us vitamin D. Like we literally need to be exposed to the sun, or else we'll be missing a nutrient. So, like God made it so that we need the sun, but also that if we spend too much time in the sun, we will get skin cancer. Why would he do that?
And also, how do you know for sure the sun is giving people cancer? Like, it could
Yeah,
be
yeah,
other,
because
it could be,
we
it could be
understand
others
we understand the
contributing to it.
mechanism. Because the
So you
sun
can't
is
just
like
say
the
specifically
emitter.
sun.
The sun is
It
the
could be
emitter of
something
like
you eating that can make
radiation.
you skin cancer, like accelerated. It's maybe not just the sun.
Yeah, so the reason that we know that the sun gives us cancer is because we know that the sun is the source of radiation, and we know that it's like the radiation that's like giving us the cancer.
But it's at a certain distance where it can really affect us to that point.
No,
So it just has to be
but it
other
can
things
because radiation
attributed
travels
to it.
through. Like the sun is like the ultimate source of radiation. So radiation is just
Because
the
then
way.
why
Radiation
is
is the way
everybody on
that.
Earth
Wait,
not
wait, wait.
sick
Hold on.
from
Radiation is
cancer?
the way that heat travels through a vacuum. So we know that a lot of the radiation is going to be coming from the sun.
No, but then by your logic, everybody on Earth should have skin cancer.
Yeah, but the sun is one source of like. Are you denying that the sun gives people skin cancer?
No, I don't think the sun gives people skin cancer. I think there's
Oh,
other
well
attributes
then you're
that
just wrong about
accelerate
that.
eating
Like this is
lifestyles. You know,
this is just like you not understanding science, but we can look it up. Does the sun give people
because by your definition,
cancer?
everybody on Earth should have it. All 6 billion people, 7 billion should be have it.
Yeah,
The
okay,
sun.
wait. So the mechanism, and this is coming from the Cancer Research UK organization. Too much UV radiation from the sun and sunbeds can damage DNA in your skin cells and cause skin cancer. This is like the science. This is like you arguing that like gravity doesn't exist. Like the scientific consensus is that the sun gives us skin cancer.
I don't believe so. Like, because humans been
Can you
in the sun
provide me
for
a source
thousands of
that
years.
says that the sun doesn't give us skin cancer?
But again, by that logic, everybody should have it. Why don't God
Everyone
forbid,
should have
why don't
cancer,
everybody?
or
Yeah, skin cancer. So
you think everyone should have skin cancer?
I mean, why everybody don't? If you're saying the sun gives skin cancer, you're saying it
Because
seems like
it's
you're
about
saying
the rate of
definitively that the sun
exposure, and
gives
it's also like a probabilistic thing.
Yeah, but the way you're speaking is as if it's a surety that
Yes, it
everybody's going to
is.
get skin cancer.
Well, wait. Not that everyone's. If you spend enough time in the sun, then you'll get skin cancer, or it's like probabilistically true.
So how long do you have to spend in the sun to get that?
Well, it's going to be like a probabilistic thing. It's like asking like how long do you have to spend like flipping a coin before you get 3 heads in a row? It could be on your first try, like your first 3 flips. It could be after like 20 years of flipping. It could be after like you never get it. It's just like a probability thing.
See, but that's the thing. It's a probability. It's not a surety. So you're speaking from a point of a
Yes.
guess. like
Yes.
maybe.
But so we know that some people for sure have gotten skin cancer from the sun. So it is a sure thing in that regard. So the fact that the sun has the chance to give people skin cancer is a surety. The fact that you might get skin cancer is a probability.
But my argument is that the sun is not the sole source of it. Like there could be other
Yes, yeah,
attributing
that's fine, but
factors.
it is a source of it. So it doesn't matter if it's not the sole source of it. The fact that it gives skin cancer at all is like deeply concerning. That means that it's like definitely not like designed very well.
No, but that's why we got to eat healthy, like according to how God intended. And
Healthy
keep
people
His
still get
commandments. 'Cause, like, when we
cancer.
eat things when we neglect our body, we weaken it and open ourselves up to sickness from natural occurring things like the sun, even the foods we eat. So we got to, respect our temple, keep it healthy.
Healthy people still get cancer.
And that's true because that's why we got to pray. There's Satan's, he brought sickness into the world.
Wait,
we gotta
so
pray.
this
That's
is,
another-
you're just like moving all over the place because at first the argument was, well, you need to stay healthy. And then I told you that healthy people still get cancer. And it's like, well, you need to pray as well. Like, why none of this addresses the fact that God made the sun knowing it would like emit UV radiation and knowing that this UV radiation would give people cancer. Why would God make the sun emit UV radiation that gives people cancer?
But then people also die from drinking too much water. So
That's
you gotta-
irrelevant.
a
It's
moderation.
irrelevant. That doesn't answer the question. Like pointing to other ways people die doesn't address why people die from this way in specific. God, like, do you agree that God is the person who made the sun, that he's like responsible for this?
Yes, and everybody don't have skin cancer. So
Yes, yeah, that's fine. But you would acknowledge that he's responsible for the people who do have skin cancer if the skin cancer was caused by UV light.
not really, because you don't know those people's lifestyles, what they were doing beforehand, like what they were. Because you have to follow that person around 24/7 to know what you're doing prior before getting it.
So wait, I just want to be like really clear. The thing that you were arguing is that there's like, do you think that anyone has ever gotten skin cancer from the sun?
Yeah, but other underlying, causes.
What are the other underlying causes?
So maybe drinking too much that weaken the immune system.
Can you provide me evidence that says that you get skin cancer if you drink too much?
No, everything works in conjunction. It's like say for example.
Wait. I just want to get like a source on that one specifically, that drinking too much will give you skin cancer or like could increase your risk for getting skin cancer.
No, it weakens your immune system. Like
Can you
taking
give me
drugs
evidence
weakens your
for?
immune system.
Well, skin cancer isn't an immune system issue. It's not like your immune system doesn't really engage with cancer. Cancer is mutations of your DNA via radiation, or not necessarily via radiation, but it might necessarily. It's regardless. That's a way to get cancer is via radiation at the very least.
But when you're healthy, your cells are healthy, so they're better able to
That's not
protect
true.
themselves.
That's not true. Healthy people still get cancer.
But the thing is, again, you have to follow them around 24/7 to make sure they live in an absolute healthy life. I'm sure there's other things they do that could accelerate that sickness.
Yeah, like what?
Like I said, drugs, even sleeping around, weaken your immune system. Like people,
What?
Come on. Yep.
Well, I mean, so I think
STDs.
if you have like HIV or AIDS, I believe that does weaken your immune system at a certain point. But that's not like
exactly.
sleeping around, and there's like ways to do that safely and like just avoid it by getting tested or whatever.
Actually,
I think that there's no evidence for any of this.
Actually, that's not true because you could get tested today, but you had sex last week and it wouldn't show up until 6 months later. But by then, it's already multiplying your body and it's weakening your immune system. But there's a lot of things
I
that work-
seriously don't think that that's true. But like this is like just a pivot to nonsense. So we can look up what causes skin cancer, and then we can go from there.
You're going to say, that, of course, the sun again, but there's
Yeah.
other
So
things that-
most cases of skin cancer are caused by overexposure to UV ultraviolet rays from the sun, tanning beds, or sunlight.
Okay, it says tanning beds or sunlighting, right?
Yeah, but most people don't use tanning beds.
See, but you know what's going there. So maybe that person was also using tanning beds a lot. That's why I'm saying you have to follow the person around all day to know what they're doing with their lives.
So what about the people who don't use tanning beds but still have skin cancer? Where did it come from?
You would have to ask that person what they was doing. That's what I'm saying.
It comes from the sun. The answer is it comes from the sun. There's no evidence that it's going to come from anything other than the sun if they don't use tanning beds.
But that's again, I don't your argument. It doesn't stand because, like I said, you don't know what that person do throughout the day.
There's only
24/7.
so many causes of skin cancer.
It's like it's going around the circle. All right, let's say this. Like, let's both agree to disagree. And I have one more point. So
What's your point?
About Jesus being real. So that was one of your other arguments that he was.
I think Jesus was a real person. I just don't think he resurrected.
Okay, so you think he didn't resurrect and didn't have like God gifted abilities?
Yeah, no, I think that he was like just a guy.
Okay, if that's true, then why is his name in Buddhism, the Quran?
Where is his name in Buddhism?
The Christ-like consciousness. Every religion gives some credence. So the reason why they don't admit that he's God because
Wait.
the
So
demons
to
over
be
these
clear, I don't
religions.
believe in Buddhism either. To be clear,
No, but
I don't believe in Hinduism.
No,
or
I'm just
like
saying
Islam or any of these other religions.
No, but that's proof that Jesus had that he resurrected and had great abilities.
Could you give me a source?
His name is in Buddhism. His name is in the Quran.
Could you give me a source that says that Jesus resurrected other than the Bible?
No, but that's proof in itself.
No, it's not. You can't prove the Bible with the Bible. It's a circular argument. It's like plugging a power.
No,
strip
it's not
into
with
itself.
the Bible. Even other people, religions that mention.
Yeah. But could you give me a source? So I'm not going to evaluate it by like other stuff that I don't believe in saying the same thing. Like what I need is just a source that says that Jesus resurrected that isn't the Bible.
That's not there. Okay, but question: Why is Christ's name in Buddhism? Christ consciousness.
I have no idea. I don't believe.
Why
in
is it in the
Buddhism.
Quran?
I have no idea.
Answer that
I don't
one.
believe in the Quran.
But that doesn't seem strange to you. Like maybe he was this great person.
No, I
beyond
think it's
a normal
like the group of people peddling nonsense they've just decided to peddle this nonsense.
I don't believe that because when someone finds someone of greatness in their religion, they won't uplift another. So someone in the Quran saw Jesus as a great person. Even the Romans, they paint themselves as Jesus. The Romans, the Buddhism, the Quran, that's 5 different religions.
Yeah, wait, and how many of those 5 different religions do I believe in?
You don't have to believe it, but the fact that they mention
I
him,
believe in 0 of them. So appealing to these other things that I also don't believe in isn't going to make a point that's convincing to me.
No, but that's proof in itself that Jesus, he resurrected and did great things.
It's not. It's not. It's just not. Why would that be? Like, if I don't believe in these sources, if I think that Buddhism is wrong, and like Islam is wrong, and Hinduism is wrong, and Christianity is wrong, like why would appealing to all these like different religions be evidence for the existence of that Jesus resurrected?
So why do you think his name is mentioned in other places? Even think.
I have no idea, but I'll tell you for damn sure. No one in Buddhism, no one in Hinduism, no one like in any other religion believe that Jesus is God.
That's the thing, that they know he had great powers and he is God, but they won't admit it. They know he was a great person, but their pride won't make them admit that, say he is God, but they don't want to lower him to a point to where they disrespected him, but they just won't admit that he is God. I said pride.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the Wikipedia page for Buddhism and Christianity. There's only one mention of the resurrection, and it's just to say that there's like a specific monk who believes that Jesus was resurrected. So this seems to just be like a view of like literally one person. I don't think Islam believes that he resurrected either. I like the reason, if you want like a naturalistic explanation, maybe he was just like a good guy who embodies like a lot of virtue, but he's not the son of God. So he pops up in these religions for that reason.
Okay, but so, all right, answer this question. Do you see Buddha name mentioned in the Quran? Do you see his name mentioned in Christianity?
I haven't
read.
read.
See Jesus' name mentioned in the Quran?
Wait, I haven't read the Quran. But wait, so where in Buddhism is Jesus's name mentioned? Like Jesus's name, sure as fuck, isn't mentioned in like the sutras or any of the like the Buddhist documents because they were written like thousands of years prior. Like Jesus wasn't mentioned in these.
But what is Christ consciousness? Why use Christ?
Let's look at Christ consciousness.
Even that in itself, they give him credence and reverence to Jesus, but they won't admit that
consciousness,
God,
which pervades the universe, life of Jesus. So as they express not ego. So this is something that was made up after the existence of Christ. It wasn't actually present in the original Buddhist religion.
But why add it at all?
I don't know. Like someone must have related to it, but I've studied Buddhism like quite a bit, although I'm not a Buddhist, and I've never encountered this. It seems to just be like one subset.
So that means they looked up to him in some way. In the Romans,
yes, yeah. He was wait. Yes. Wait. You're missing my original explanation.
Okay, good.
That he was like a virtuous person, and that they like valued him because he was a virtuous person. They just don't think he's like supernatural or the son of God or whatever.
But there's a lot of virtuous people that live on this earth.
Yeah, that's fine. That's like totally cool. That this is no evidence again that he's the son of God.
But Peter was a virtuous person. John, I'm sure a lot of people.
Cool. Wait. I don't believe that any of them had like supernatural abilities or claimed to be God. Again, no evidence that Jesus is the son of God.
I don't understand how you don't believe that his name being mentioned in every religion, everywhere is not proof in itself that.
Because I don't believe,
Yeah,
I don't
great
know why you
benefits.
don't understand this. Like, I don't believe this to be true. This is like asking, like, well, if Harry Potter appears in like the Percy Jackson series, then why don't you believe in Harry Potter? And it's like, because I don't believe in the Percy Jackson series either. Like, you need to actually ground it in something I do believe in.
But that's just one place. And who was first? You have to ask yourself, who is Percy Jackson? That's just one place. He's just a.
He's a fictional character.
But exactly, but that's just one person. Say for example, it was in the Percy Jackson.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
So
one place.
let's say Harry Potter shows up in the Percy Jackson series, and I forget like what are the other series that kids read? Like the Percy Jackson series, the I don't know, like the Dune series, the Hunger Games series. Like if Harry Potter shows up in all these series, that doesn't mean he's real, and that doesn't mean any of the rest of them are real. Like why would it? That's crazy.
But all the series
wait,
worldwide-
unfortunately, wait, I have to get going. I have like a heart out, like literally right now. I'm going to like a little Mother's Day thing, but I appreciate you coming on up. Make sure you drop a follow if you want to see the very next time that I go live. You'll never miss a debate in the future. Tomorrow I'm going to do like the trans men are men topic. I want to get back into doing like the trans debates. But you should also consider joining the Discord, link in bio. We talk about religion, politics, philosophy, genuinely whatever you want to talk about. We talked about like we did like man versus bear discourse. I also direct at everyone every single time I go live, so you'll never miss a live in the future. You're more than welcome to join it. Link in bio. Link doesn't work though, so you need to access it via a web browser. The way you do that, you go to tiktok.com. You go to my account name, allegedly Ian, and you join it that way. All right, I love all of you. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Have a good Mother's Day. Go spend time with your moms. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see y'all later. All right, bye-bye.